Welcome to Indiana High School football on K99.3. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Coca-Cola, Culver Portside Marina, Nepco Crane and Equipment Services, specializing in mobile crane service, Dairy Queen of Winnemac, Patrick Auto Group, Farm Fertilizers, First Farmers Bank and Trust, Lawrence Farms, Mark's Body Shop in Knox, Zingo Express, Pulaski Memorial Hospital, Stark County Co-op, Ancilla College, LAP Waste Disposal, The Auto Park with locations in LaPorte, Plymouth, and Bremen, Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Collins Insurance, Howard's Marathon of Winnemac, and 5 Star. The Coca-Cola pregame show with Mitch Colombi and Chris McGowan is next.
Hey, Robert, you know what I love about high school sports?
What's that, Sandra?
The purpose of high school sports isn't about winning. It's about teaching life lessons that will guide student athletes for the rest of their lives.
And that's why we refer to high school sports as education-based athletics. It is just one of the many differences between high school sports and other youth sports programs. I'm Robert Falcons, a proud South Bend LaSalle Lion.
And I'm Sandra Walter, a proud Brookville Greyhound. We're both assistant commissioners of the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
Beyond conference victories, sectional titles, and state championships, education-based athletics aims to help student athletes excel in the classroom.
It also helps student athletes obtain their first degree in life, a high school diploma, and that sets them up for success unlike anything else.
We can all help support education-based athletics by buying a ticket to our high school's athletic events.
This is excelling in the classroom. This is succeeding in life. This is your IHSAA.
Rick Rabb 5-star in the Knox Mall. Wow, how about this week of savings?
Post-Labor Day, Tony. Might be cooling off just a little. Sorry about in 5-star. It's heating up to U.S. government inspected loin and pork roast. Who sells meat for 99 cents a pound? You know it's 5-star. 99 cents a pound. Limit 3 with an additional $10 purchase. Come to 5-star. By the way, where will you find that 5-star?
In the Knox Mall.
Since 1936, Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning have always taken pride in doing the job right. Third-generation owner Brian Hammond and his family have always set the standard when it comes to taking care of all your heating and cooling needs. Making your home a comfortable home is the absolute top priority. If you are uncomfortable in your home, give them a call at 574-936-4660. Follow them on Facebook. Let Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning help you take control of your comfort. Welcome to the Coca-Cola pregame show. Now, here are the voices of K99.3, Mitch Colombi and Chris McGowan.
You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. Tonight, the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays host the Knox Redskins in a cross-county battle dating back to 1949. This is Indiana high school football. For the last 57 years, we've experienced sports broadcasting greatness here on WKVI. For that, we tip our hat to Harold Welter and thank him for his dedication and service to local high school sports. Thank you to our in-game producer, Marilla Schaefer, who is back at KVB headquarters, making sure we are broadcasting out to you live. Down on the sidelines, getting all the inside information from the field, our sports analyst, Chris McGowan. With me up here in the booth, special guest, Nathan Welter. I am Mitch Colombi. The tradition continues. This is Indiana High School Sports on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. And we welcome you to Liberty Field here in North Judson, Indiana, 46366, as the history between these two historic schools in Stark County, Indiana, will be providing quite the show tonight as Week 4 of the Indiana high school football season gets underway. It is a perfect day for football as both teams are on the field, getting warmed up and ready. Plenty of sunshine to carry us into the Friday night lights as we are set to continue the new era of Kankakee Valley Broadcasting Sports on WKVI 99.3 FM and around the world, streaming live on WKVI.com and IHSAATV.org. Chris, as we get ready for Week 4, coming off a win for the Redskins last week, and then, of course, the Blue Jays end up winning their game. As a former Blue Jay, I know you know what this game means, but explain to our listeners and viewers what this game actually means to a Blue Jay.
2 words, bragging rights. Gives you bragging rights for 365 days. You get to wear that jersey or that Letterman's jacket over to Knox, over to McDonald's, Pizza Hut, and all that, and wear it with pride. That's just one of those games where throughout the records, the old cliche, everybody knows each other and know what they do. So again, it's just bragging rights. What it comes down to, basically.
As a former Redskin, Nathan, I know you know what this game means as well, but tell our listeners and viewers what this game means to a Knox Redskin and to the area of Indiana.
Well, I mean, we've got Radke's, we've got McLaughlin's, we've got McGowan's, Wackles, Frazier's, Pinkley's, and Benson's. What we have is Stark County football at its best. And, the great thing about this rivalry, I think, and it doesn't matter which side of the county you're on, the records don't matter. You throw those out the window. This is the only thing that matters. And to top it all off, it's a Hoosier North Athletic Conference game. So that adds a little bit of spice to the gumbo, if you will. And it just makes for a really exciting atmosphere. Athletic Director Mike Sharkozy has done a great job of getting everything organized here tonight. It's going to be a fun ball game.
I've got a Blue Jay and a Redskin working together tonight for the broadcast, so I am glad you both can put things aside for tonight as we will be providing excellent work down on the field and up here in the booth. We will be getting coaches' interviews at halftime and hearing all the inside information from the sidelines as our sports analyst Chris McGowan is on the field and ready to go. This is all access unlike ever before. As we look at the stat leaders for the Redskins on offense, Chris, the rushing attack is very heavy with the Redskins team as senior quarterback Cohen Watson leads the way through the first 3 weeks with 362 yards on the ground. Then Jake Conroy, the sophomore halfback, with 260 yards ran thus far, and senior halfback Xavier Roman running for 226 yards through the first 3 weeks. Hey, don't forget about the fourth option, though, on offense. The freshman, Miles McLaughlin, leads the team with touchdowns at 7 on the year and 196 yards on the ground. Chris, if you're the opposing coach going up against a team like the Knox Redskins, what is your first objective in the game tonight?
Take care of the football and keep that offense off the field. Your best defense is going to be a good offense tonight. This game, both teams come in averaging almost 50 points a game, maybe a little bit better than that. But this game could come out to be in the 50s, which Nathan would probably love, or it could be 7-6.
Well,
I don't think it's going to be anything in between.
Well, guys, I watch these teams in practice throughout the week, and let's just say this game means business to each of them. I think the Blue Jays are prepped and prepared for the Redskins' running attack that we all know can be lethal. The question is, though, will the Redskins' defense be prepared for the Blue Jays' offensive attack tonight, Nathan?
Well, and, it's as football normally does come down to, it's going to come down to physicality in the trenches between the tackles, because I think both of these teams favor having the ball on the ground and establishing that run game, controlling the clock from the get-go, and not being forced to play from behind, having to rely on the aerial attack. So we're going to see, especially early on, we're going to see a very physical game in the trenches between the tackles. The running backs tonight are going to need to take care of the football and be expecting not to be hit by just one guy, but by several guys every time they have the ball in their hands.
You're listening to the Coca-Cola pregame show, as today's broadcast is sponsored in part by Coca-Cola. Buy, drink, smile, Coke. We'll be back after these messages as the Pulaski Memorial Hospital Injury Report is next. You've been listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Coke knows there's nothing better than the beat of the summer. The beat begins in a simple and mellow place, from low-key to hyped up. So we're helping you and your friends drink it all in with 100 days of the artist's experiences, tracks, and concerts with the best names in music, all at Coke Studio. Drink, scan, and enjoy your Coke, so you never miss out on all the amazing offers we're dropping this summer.
BP gasoline with Invigorate helps clean your engine and can give you more miles per tank. Continuous use may result in the following pleasant side effects: excessive smiling, feeling more relaxed, taking more drives just because, volunteering for carpool twice in a row, and bragging to your friends about how you use our best fuel ever. To find out if BP gasoline with Invigorate is right for you, stop by your local station to discover our best fuel ever. Versus minimum detergent gas. Average restored 3 to 5 miles per tank, based on fleet testing and based on what you drive and how you drive.
High school sports brought to you by Zingo Express.
Who's in? Who's out? It's the Pulaski Memorial Hospital Injury Report with Mitch Columbi. Mitch?
Thanks, John. The Pulaski Memorial Hospital has been serving lives of the residents of Pulaski County and the surrounding area since 1963. We appreciate them supporting local high school sports. And for the injury report tonight, there are no injuries. Both teams are fully healthy and ready to go, as that's your Pulaski Memorial Hospital injury report. Stay tuned as the Marian University Ancilla College Coaches Corner is next. You are listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKBI.
This presentation of our area's local high school sports is sponsored by Pulaski Memorial Hospital in Winnemac. Pulaski Memorial Hospital is dedicated to providing excellent health care to improve the health and quality of life of the people and the community they serve. They will meet the community's needs and exceed their expectations by creating the best possible health care experience. For more information of the services they provide, call 946-2100.
The Stark County Co-op has been a member-owned farm services co-op in Stark County since 1928. That's over 90 years, and they're still providing the same quality agronomy services to the farming community of Stark and surrounding counties. The Stark County Co-op is an LP and fuel provider. The Stark County Co-op purchases grain at both locations, Hamlet and Browns. You can reach them by phone at 1-800-782-3392, the Stark County Co-op.
Let's talk with the coaches on the Ancilla College Coaches Corner with Mitch Columbi.
Welcome back to the Marian University Ancilla College Coaches Corner. I am here with Knox Redskins head coach Russ Radke. Russ, what do you know about your opponent tonight?
Well, the atmosphere will be fantastic, so it's good for these kids to feel that, and then we'll do our best and do our things that we do well, and hopefully our offenses and defenses can click.
What have you planned for us to witness tonight?
Well, I would say that the objective is to try to really and keep improving our defense. Our defense has got to keep getting better all the time. And the thing is, every week we see a different offense, so you got to be able to have young kids. And we're really young on defense, so those kids are going to have to maturate quite a bit.
Any players you hope to have a standout performance from tonight?
Well, I would say the team defense. If our defensive line can do a job and really come on and aggressively attack, it's going to give our opportunity for our linebackers. Like I told you the other day when I was talking to you, we only got about 2 or 3 guys on that defense that have played defense before this year. Now, they're coming along and they're working hard and they're being aggressive. But defense is a game that has to be played as a unity. And when 11 start clicking together, it's a lot of fun.
Anything you want the fans listening to know?
Well, I just, someone's going to win this one, and that's just the result of it. But the one that comes out of here with the L hasn't done anything except just not score enough points. And that's just what it comes down to. And we got a long season ahead of both of us. They're in 1A playoffs, and we're in 3A, and we just try to build on this.
Coach, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
It's the Marian University Ancilla College Coaches Corner. We'll be right back with head coach Brett Lambert of the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays.
Welcome to Marian University's newest location, Ancilla College of Marian University. Marian's newest campus location in Plymouth is your home for an on-campus college experience. From living in the dorms to being a collegiate student-athlete, Marian University is ranked 3rd most innovative Midwest university by U.S. News & World Report. For more information about our 2- or 4-year degrees, go to www.marian.edu/Ancilla. That's www.marian.edu/Ancilla.
Welcome back to the Marian University Ancilla College Coaches Corner. I have with me Brett Lambert, the head coach of the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. Brett, what do you know about your opponent tonight?
Knox is obviously well coached. They have a Hall of Fame coach over there, and a very good staff. They got a lot of speed. They got size up front. They got speed behind it. They can stretch the field sideline to sideline and then all the way to the end zone. So we got to be, prepared, for really anything, because again, it's a rivalry game. So we've seen what they have on film, but we expect them to do some, different wrinkles and stuff as well. But we expect a great ball club from Knox to come over, and we're going to give it our best shot.
What have you planned for us to witness tonight?
It's just for the fans, it's a special night with 75 years of Blue Jay football being celebrated. It's nice to do that with Russ Radke on the other sideline, just because he meant so much to Blue Jay football. So that's a big reason why we scheduled it this way is for that. But no, I think the fans are going to get their money's worth, and we're going to do our best. If we can hold on to the ball, have a minimal amount of penalties. I feel like we're going to be in good shape by the end.
Any players you hope to have a standout performance from tonight?
All of them. We need just Aldrich Harper, quarterback, just needs to stay calm like he always does. Just control the football. Make audibles when he needs to. And then the other guys, his backs, linemen, they just all need to do their job. That's what I've told them all week. It's one play at a time. Do your job. Don't get caught up in how many fans are there, the fact you're playing Knox. Just do what you do and do it very well.
Anything you want the fans listening to know?
Hey, be loud. Cheer us on. These kids, they feed off that, and they make a big play. Cheer them on and pick. Get behind them. If they need picked up after a bad play, stay with us. But it's a 4-quarter game, so stay with us till the end.
Hey, thank Coach. I appreciate your time.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
That's head coach of the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays, Brett Lambert. You've been listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Culver's Portside Marina handles all water and recreational needs. When it comes to pontoons, Godfrey leads the industry in performance and quality, and Portside Marina has it in stock. From sampan, aqua patio, and sweetwater pontoons, if you're looking for a family boat, Culver Portside Marina can help. Located at 514 West Mill Street in Culver. Stop in or call them at 842-5000. Culver Portside Marina.
Time now for the keys to the game, sponsored by the Port, Plymouth, and Bremen. Once again, here's Mitch Colombi and Chris McGowan.
All right, as we get set for Week 4 action, gentlemen, what are your keys to the game as a North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay, Chris?
Take care of the football and not allow any big plays in special teams. Knox has returned a couple kickoffs for touchdowns. You just got to and keep focus. Understand the game plan and just go out and execute.
Okay, now to you, Nathan. What are your keys to the game as a Knox Redskin?
Well, number one, coming in and playing at Liberty Field is always very intimidating. I mean, this atmosphere is scary to some opponents. So, number one thing for the Knox Redskins, you can't be intimidated by the atmosphere, by the tradition. You got to show up, and you got to be ready to go from the opening kickoff on. If you can have that focus right from the start, you're going to be in pretty good shape come the fourth quarter.
That's your keys to the game, sponsored by the Auto Park with locations in the Port, Plymouth, and Bremen. Today's broadcast is also brought to you in part by Marian University's Ancilla College. If you are looking for a place to continue your education, visit marian.edu/Ancilla. We are going to take a break as the Coca-Cola pregame show continues. The LAP Waste Disposal starting lineup is next. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Here at the Auto Park Chevrolet Buick GMC in Plymouth, we have one of the largest vehicle selections in northern Indiana. We know that you can visit any number of dealerships when shopping for a new car. That's why we always make sure we go above and beyond for our loyal customers throughout Michiana. Our Auto Finance Center also works to ensure that you take advantage of a lease or loan solution that fits your budget. Lots of new inventory in stock and en route. Special local market pricing. Come drive the new Silverado and soon the new Hummer EV. Stop by our showroom today or go to AutoParkChevroletBuickGMC.com and see more. Or even buy that special car you're looking for. The Auto Park Chevrolet Buick GMC in Plymouth. Come see the value.
This presentation of our area's local high school sports is sponsored by Pulaski Memorial Hospital in Winamac. Pulaski Memorial Hospital is dedicated to providing excellent health care to improve the health and quality of life for the people and the community they serve. They will meet the community's needs and exceed their expectations by creating the best possible health care experience. For more information of the services they provide, call 946-2100.
Now it's time for the LAP Waste Disposal starting lineups.
Starting lineups on offense for the Redskins tonight looks like this. Starting at quarterback, the senior Cohen Watson. For the running backs, Jake Conroy, Xavier Roman, and Miles McLaughlin. The tight ends are Eric Griffo, Alex Wackel. The O-line being held down by James McNeil, Brandon Manuel, Keaton Fost, Landon Howard, and Isaiah Jones. For the Blue Jays on defense, going up against that high-powered Redskin offense, starting on the defensive line. For the Blue Jays are Logan Radke, Jackson Boyd, C.J. Sanchez, Cole Kozakar. The middle linebackers are Quentin Frazier and Cheyenne Allen. The outside linebackers are Aldrich Harper and Samuel Hollum. The cornerbacks are Cole Wilcox and Gabe Ellis. And starting at safety tonight is Josiah McDaniel. That's the starting lineups for the first drive here as we're getting ready to kick off We will get the rest of the starting lineups for the LAP Waste Disposal starting lineups to you here in a little bit as we are set. The coin has been flipped. The team captains have shaken hands. Knox will be receiving first as we are set for Week 4 action here in North Judson, Indiana. And here come the Blue Jays. The kick looks like a squib kick up the left side, and the Knox Redskins are going to pounce on it.
Yeah, and a good decision there, just falling on the ball. It was an intentional squib kick there by the Blue Jays. They don't want that. They understand how dangerous the return men for Knox are, so they didn't want them to have the opportunity to get a big return there. I like the idea of squibbing that, but it does set Knox up in pretty good starting field position.
So the ball will be located on the 31-yard line. In Knox territory, Knox trying to make things happen here as the senior quarterback, Cohen Watson, steps up. Looks like he's got Jake Conroy to his left from shotgun. Takes the snap, hands off to Conroy, running up the right side. He's got a lot of room as he gets all the way to the 40, now to the 42, and a big first play for the Redskins.
Yeah, that was a great job there by Conroy bouncing that play out. I think that was actually supposed to go inside the tackle, but the North Judson defense really plugged up that hole, so he bounced to the outside and was able to get a first down on the first carry of the ball game.
What are you seeing down there, Chris?
Yeah, the outside linebacker there for North Judson got sucked inside and did not stay outside and keep contained and force that run back to the inside. So, yeah, Conroy did a good job of bouncing that to the outside and picking up the first down.
So first down for the Redskins as they get the first down on their first play of the drive, first play of the game. Here's Watson. Shotgun takes the snap, hands off to Conroy up the middle again, and there's Blue Jays all over that play.
Yeah, and I think that's what North Judson was looking to do on the first play, but that time they stayed much more disciplined, and they were able to stuff Conroy in the backfield. That's actually going to go as a 1-yard loss.
Oh, yeah, the front four there for North Judson got the job done and pushed the offensive line back for Knox Redskins. Really did not allow Conroy to bounce that to the outside.
So, second down. 2nd and 11. Ball on the 43. Watson in shotgun. Sets his man in motion. Takes the snap, keeps it himself up the middle. He doesn't even get a yard. It looks like the Blue Jays read that one again.
Yeah, that was great discipline by the Blue Jay defensive line as Knox was running an option. It looked like there. Watson made the correct read, but the defensive line of the Blue Jays sniffed that one out. They were able to stop it for a minimal gain.
Yeah, right now that front four for North Judson doing a very good job of reading their keys and trusting what they're seeing. The first play got bounced to the outside. The next two plays, the front four for North Judson has to take control.
3rd and 10, ball on the 44 for the Redskins. They break the huddle. Here comes Watson telling them to hurry up here. 6 seconds on the play clock. Watson in shotgun. Xavier Roman to his right. Takes the snap. Flicks it back to Conroy. Conroy trying to find room, but the Blue Jays are all over it again. 3 plays in a row.
Yeah, that was a great job there. I believe that was Logan Radke who broke through and got that tackle for a loss. Again, the overall discipline of the defensive line for the Blue Jays really owning this first drive.
So fourth.
Yeah, Logan Radke doing a good job of getting upfield and keeping that play hemmed in.
This may be one of the only punts I've seen Knox actually punt this season. Am I correct in thinking that?
Yeah, I haven't seen him punt all year.
Yeah, there's the first punt of the year. It's up and away. It gets to the 44-yard line in Blue Jay territory. So they will take over as it's time for the offense to make things happen. For the Blue Jays on offense, starting at quarterback is Aldrich Harper, the running back Cheyenne Allen, who we will most likely hear a lot from tonight, and Quentin Frazier. Starting at fullback is Brock Benson. Starting wide receivers are Josiah McDaniel and Jackson Boyd, and holding the fort down on the offensive line for the Blue Jays are Jacob Gebka, Canyon Minix, Cole Kozakar, Tyler Barnhart, and Hunter Redlin. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays on the ball spotted on the 45-yard line in their territory. There's Harper standing in shotgun. Harper takes the snap, hands off up the middle. No, he kept it himself. I didn't even see it.
Yeah, that was a great read on his part as the defensive lineman closed down on the tailback. He read that, was able to pull it away. Still had the pitch man along there with him, but he was able to get great yardage on that first play.
Yeah, just your base triple option play there to the left for North Judson. Aldrich Harper made a great read and picked up a first down.
So it was on their 44-yard line. Now it's on Knox's 42nd, 1st and 10. 8:52 to go in the first quarter. Harper from shotgun takes the snap, hands off. Looks like that's Allen up the right side. He may have a yard, if that. A couple of Redskins were waiting on him.
Yeah, a trio of Redskins really doing a nice job of owning the edge on that play. Last thing you want to do is allow any of the ball carriers for North Judson to bounce to the outside. Great discipline on the part of the Redskins defense.
Going against the Blue Jays on defense for the Redskins. Starting on the defensive line are Logan Vaughn, Tristan Kukul, Dominic Triska, and Caleb Schwant. Starting linebackers tonight are Logan Radke, Caden Reiser, Bryce Yankalkis, and the safeties are Landon Cole, Alex Triska, Rowan Jordan, and Nolan Scott as they take the snap and hand it off to Allen again, and he barrels his way for 6 yards on that one.
Yeah, tough running there, and actually... Yeah, that was Brock Benson on the carry there, the sophomore, doing a good job of really being a bulldozer on that carry.
Yeah, the 6', 220-pound sophomore playing in the backfield next to Aldrich Harper. Cheyenne Allen is actually lined up as a wingback, the right wingback, number 40.
All right, 3rd and 2 for the Blue Jays. Ball on the 34. Harper from shotgun takes the snap. Hands off up the middle, a big first down, and that has to be Cheyenne Allen, and it is. Boy, that 6'1" frame, you see him coming.
Actually, that was Benson again going right up the middle there, number 48, and he's moving the ball really well. And, again, it's like what we talked about in the pregame show. It's the physicality between the tackles that's really going to decide this game.
Well, the 8 and the 0 is really messing me up.
Right now, North Judson. Yeah, right now, North Judson using Cheyenne Allen as a decoy.
Harper takes a snap under center, hands it off. That's Benson, I believe,
yeah,
for a couple of yards.
Yeah, just hammering Benson up the middle right now. And if it's not broke, don't fix it. But the Redskins really starting to close in on him. This is where you got to be disciplined defensively if you're the Redskins, because this has been a Benson drive. But you can't forget about number 40, Cheyenne Allen, one of the premier football players in the state of Indiana.
So here we go. 2nd and 8, ball on the 24 in Knox territory. Harper takes the snap, hands off. No, he keeps it himself this time. He is all the way to the 5-yard line. He's trying to reach to the touchdown, but he doesn't get it. He gets to the 1-yard line. Aldrich Harper, another great play.
Yeah, Miles McLaughlin with the touchdown-saving tackle for the Redskins. But, yeah, that was just a great read off the option. And, again, had Allen as his pitch man out there along with him. Didn't need him and nearly got that one into the end zone.
Yeah, again, this triple option attack from North Judson, you have to be disciplined. And you have to read your keys and trust what you see. If you're the Knox Redskins, you got to have a man on the fullback, a man on the quarterback, and a man on the pitchback on every single play.
All right, Harper under center takes the snap, hands off up the middle, and the Redskins stop him.
Well, I think everyone here knew with number 40 lined up in the backfield who was going to get the ball on that 1st and goal play. And the Redskin defense doing a nice job of wrapping up Cheyenne Allen, not allowing him to get in the end zone on 1st down. But it's still 2nd and goal, and the Blue Jays in really good shape here.
All right, 2nd and goal. Again. Harper under center.
Shifting the backs to the left side of the formation.
Takes a snap, hands off to Allen up the middle. Does he have it? And he does. Touchdown, Blue Jays, as they draw first blood.
Yeah, that was really nice, nicely designed. They shifted their 2 wingbacks from the right side of the formation to the left, and basically had 2 fullbacks out in front of Cheyenne Allen, and they were able to drive that in behind that offensive line. So a good drive there by the Blue Jays to get on the board first.
And I actually think that Aldrich Harper made that call. I think he changed the call at the line of scrimmage and flipped those wing backs to the left side. He saw something that he liked in their favor, and North Judson's able to punch it in.
Well, they're following suit with what Knox does. They're going for 2 here as Harper's under center. Takes the snap, blitz it back to Allen. He's up the right side. He barrels his way through. A 2-point conversion is made by Cheyenne Allen. Oh, man, if you saw the hit he put on the Redskin, he trucked him all the way down. My goodness.
Well, that was a weight room run right there, Coach McGowan. You don't make that run just on Friday nights. You make that in the weight room during the off season, and that's how that 2-point conversion came about.
At Patrick Auto Group in Knox, they finance your future, not your past. With buy here, pay here options, give them a call at 574-772-7272. It is 8-0. The Blue Jays lead. We're going to take a break. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
What's good about Dairy Queen? Dilly bars, DQ cakes, blizzards, and the $5 buck lunch. Stop in for the $5 buck lunch with an entree, fresh hot fries, your choice of an ice-cold Coca-Cola product, and a soft-serve sundae flavor of your choice. Available every day from 11 to 4. Have a $5 buck lunch exclusively at Dairy Queen. Proud to support high school sports on US 35 Monticello Street in Winamac. Find out what's good about Dairy Queen.
Stay tuned for more in-game action with Mitch Columbi and Chris McGowan on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Coke knows there's nothing better than the beat of the summer. The beat begins in a simple and mellow place, from low-key to hyped up. So we're helping you and your friends drink it all in with 100 days of the artist's experiences, tracks, and concerts with the best names in music, all at Coke Studio. Drink, scan, and enjoy your Coke, so you never miss out on all the amazing offers we're dropping this summer.
Welcome back to Liberty Field as the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays host the Knox Redskins in a battle that has been going on since 1949. It's not often we get to witness a cross-county matchup like this, as the history between these two teams provides the perfect setting for this broadcast as we missed the kick, but the Blue Jays kicked away. They squib kicked it again, it looked like, and the Redskins pounced on it. They are in their territory on the 23-yard line as they are set for 1st and 10 with 5:22 to go. All right, Watson, the senior quarterback under center, takes the snap, hands off up the middle. I didn't catch who that was. He may have 3 or 4 yards.
Well, that was a nice run there. I believe that was Jake Conroy going up the middle and got a nice pickup on 1st down. That's going to make it 2nd and about 5 for the Redskins.
And Knox doing a good job taking that jet sweep and hitting Conroy up the gut there for 3 or 4 yards, about 5 yards there on 1st down.
So the Redskins break the huddle. They're ready to go. 2nd and 5 with 4:50 to go here in the first quarter. The senior quarterback under center, Cohen Watson, takes the snap. Looks like that's Xavier Roman on the right side. He's got maybe 4 or 5 yards, and he's going to get wrapped up by, look like number 32 for the Blue Jays, Sam Hollum.
Yeah, that was just your basic jet sweep there. A good job by Roman. He got to the edge. Not a whole lot there, but still, it goes from 2nd and 5 to 3rd and about 2. Not a bad play there for the Redskins.
Yeah, again, the North Judson defense is doing a good job of stringing that jet sweep out, allowing Roman to pick up 3 yards. So 3rd and 2 here. So it could be early decision-making time for the Redskins if they do not pick this up.
All right, 3rd and 2 with 4 minutes to go here in the first. Blue Jays up 8-0. Watson takes the snap, hands off to McLaughlin up the middle. He's got the 1st down, and he looks good tonight.
Yeah, nice job there by Miles McLaughlin. Got that handoff, made a nice cut. He read those linebackers and was able to pick up that 1st down for the Redskins to move the chains.
That makes life a little bit easier as a head coach, being able to pick up 7 or 8 yards on a 3rd and 2.
Yeah, and the Redskins being pretty methodical here, and they're doing a good job of not really zeroing in on just one person carrying the ball. They're really spreading it around.
1st and 10 on their own 37. 3:30 to go here in the first. Watson from shotgun takes the snap, hands off to Xavier Roman on the left side. It doesn't look like he's going to get anything as he's met by 3 Blue Jays.
Yeah, got back to the line of scrimmage, and that was Knox's jet sweep once again. The Blue Jays doing a good job that time of really setting the edge, as we saw them do on Knox's first drive and not allowing any yardage.
Well, 2nd and 10 for the Redskins. They didn't lose a yard, but they didn't gain one either on that play. So, ball on their own 37-yard line. Watson from shotgun. Looks like that's Conroy on his left, I believe. Takes the snap, hands off to Conroy. He's running right. He may have a yard, too. And he's going to be tackled.
Yeah, and the Redskins going with a bunch formation to the right side and just trying to outman the Blue Jays. North Judson doing a good job in pursuit. It looked like Conroy was going to be able to bounce that all the way to the outside, but they were able to get him after only picking up a couple of yards.
Yeah, there by Knox, the bunch trips, and Conroy tried to bounce that to the outside, but Cole Wilcox did a good job there of setting the edge, not allowing him to get outside.
Well, 3rd and 7 for the Redskins. Watson from shotgun takes the snap, pitches out to Conroy. He slipped on his left foot. He may have had more yards than he got. He got maybe a couple yards on that. It's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, and I think he may have gotten a half yard out of that. As you said, he lost his footing there, went to make a cut back to the inside. His left foot slipped out from under him, and he lost his balance. Blue Jays swarmed to him and only gave up a minimal amount of yardage.
So it looks like they
are not going to punt for the second time tonight.
Yep, they're punting for the second time tonight. Something new we've seen this season. The punt is clean up and away. It gets to about the 35-yard line on the other side of the field as the Redskins are going to stop it at the 26-yard line, it looks like.
Yeah, got a nice bounce there, and good job there on the coverage. Jaden Strong getting down there to down the ball for the Redskins. So the Blue Jays backed up a little bit, but with the kind of firepower they have offensively, I don't think they're too worried about this starting field position.
The on-field PA announcer tonight is Nathan Radke. The clock operator is Bill Ransom. The play clock operator tonight is Gary Baxter. The Knox statistician, Tim Knowlton, is on hand. Our officials for this evening are Tony Wheelock, Sean Webb, Jeremy Beckner, Chris Doyle, and the lead official this evening in the bright white hat is Donnie Amadai. We've got our sports analyst, Chris McGowan, on the sideline getting all the inside information as they are celebrating the 75th anniversary for North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays football. As here come the Blue Jays. Harper takes the snap, hands off up the middle. I can't see the number. He's going to be tackled at about the 37-yard line. That's Cheyenne Allen for sure on that one.
Actually, I believe that was Brock Benson again, the fullback on the inside, number 48, and the Redskins are going to call a timeout here.
I'm going to have to get my eyes checked, guys. I can't tell between an 8 and a 0 tonight. This is rookie mistakes.
Yeah, the Redskins burning a timeout with 1:07 left to go here in the quarter. And North Judson, I think, really has been owning the interior part of the line, which is exactly what the Blue Jays wanted to establish early in the ballgame. They've done exactly that.
Well, what do you think, Chris?
Well, this is the first time that Knox has seen a true triple option offense.
Right.
And so, the thing about running the triple option, you always leave a down lineman on the block. So that allows North Judson to get to the second level, which Knox, has had 3 running linebackers the first 3 weeks of the season. So it's a different look for this Knox defense, and you have to be, like I said earlier, to attack a triple option offense, you have to be disciplined and know what your assignment is.
Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by First Farmers Bank and Trust, providing state-of-the-art banking with old-fashioned service. We thank them for supporting local high school sports. So here come the Blue Jays as they trot out onto the field. It'll be 2nd and 3 on their own 33-yard line with 1:07 here in the first quarter to go. It is 8-0 Blue Jays lead. And Harper's in shotgun, ready to take the snap. He does. Hands off up the middle. I'm not even going to say a name.
Well, I believe that
again.
Yeah, was that the that was the quarterback on the carry, wasn't it, Chris?
That is a Blue Jay.
Either way.
That was actually Benson on the carry. No, Judson now just a heavy dose, couple options. And Aldrich Harper, hey, if they're going to let Benson carry the football, they'll let Benson carry the football. Aldrich doing a good job of controlling this offense right now and reading his keys and giving it to the guy that's open.
All right, 1st and 10. The clock continues to run under a minute here. Harper under center, takes the snap, he hands off up. He flips out. Oh, fumble on the play, and the Redskins are – Oh, they didn't. And you could see Cohen Watson, the senior, thought he had it. He's upset with himself. And Cheyenne Allen recovers that football on the ground. Boy, they are lucky there.
Yeah, running the option to their sideline, and Cohen Watson just dove past the ball. He was diving at it, but had a little bit too much momentum on his side and dove over it. North Judson able to recover. That's going to make it 2nd and 11, but that'll be the final play of the first quarter.
So that's the end of the first quarter here from Liberty Field in North Judson, Indiana. The Blue Jays lead 8-0. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKBI.
On the way home from the game, a deer jumps in front of your truck. And now you've got to get that truck repaired. Make it easy on yourself. Take it to Mark's Body Shop. Mark's has done expert auto body service since 1998 and will work with you and your insurance provider for collision repair, custom body paint, and insurance work. And all work guaranteed by owner Mark Shell. Mark's Body Shop, proud to support high school sports. 772-7003.
Stay tuned for more in-game action with Mitch Columbi and Chris McGowan on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WAVI.
When you grow up on the land, you have an appreciation for it. You grow up and work on a family farm on land that is shared by members of the family, all working together as a team. That appreciation grows even more. They know what it's like to work as a team to get the job done. At Lawrence Farms of Knox, Todd and Josh Lawrence and family support the local high school teams and wish them success all through the season.
Welcome back to Liberty Field here in North Judson, Indiana, as the Blue Jays lead the Redskins, their cross-county rival, 8-0. As today's game is brought to you in part by Howard's Marathon of Winamac, serving Pulaski County for 43 years. Call 574-946-6894 and ask for Howard. We thank them for supporting local high school sports.
Well, if you're the Knox Redskins, you took the punch to the mouth in that first quarter. The question here is, how are you going to respond? First play is going to be from 2nd and 11. Let's see if the defense for the Redskins starts to put a little bit more pressure on the Blue Jay offense.
So they flip sides. Aldrich Harper takes the snap, sends it up the middle to his running back, and he gets a big gain of 8 yards on that carry up the middle.
Yeah, I think that was Benson again going up the middle for the Blue Jays, and he's just been a bowling ball tonight for that Blue Jay offense.
Right now, the first option, that triple option, has been a give every single time, and he's just you're right. He has been a bowling ball here for the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays.
Still going to make it 3rd and short, so the Blue Jays with a little bit of work to do, still on their side of the field, but slowly but surely they're making progress.
Well, Russ Radke mentioned in the pregame show that he really wanted to focus tonight on that Redskin defense as Harper takes the snap up the middle, hands off. It's close to a first down. We'll see where they spot the ball.
Yeah, that's going to be enough for the first. And again there, Brock Benson on the carry moves the chains just enough, and the Blue Jays getting closer to midfield.
Well, we appreciate you getting pictures down there, Chris. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much. We're getting all access unlike ever before here on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting. We're so glad you've joined us. For Nathan Welter, our sports analyst Chris McGowan, I am Mitch Columbi. The tradition continues. Aldrich Harper takes the snap under center, flicks it back to, that's definitely Cheyenne Allen, and he is going to get the first down on the left side. A huge run by Cheyenne Allen.
Yeah, North Judson primarily so far in the first half has been keeping things between the tackles. That's the first time we've seen them go outside with their gazelle runner, Cheyenne Allen, and he did a nice job falling forward, getting that first down.
Gazelle is the right word to use for him. I don't know how he jumped over that guy. He leaped his left leg over the defender. That was an amazing athletic play there. A great showcase from Cheyenne Allen. 1st and 10, ball on the 41. 10:30 to go in the second quarter. Harper under center takes the snap after sending his man in motion. He hands off up the middle to Allen again. He's still up. Now he's got a huge and he got tripped up. He was going all the way to the end zone on that one, guys.
Yeah, credit Cohen Watson with reaching out and grabbing Allen's foot right at the last second, and Cheyenne is not happy about that. He had nothing but green in front of him, and Cohen Watson just snatched it away at the last second.
That was more record-breaking attempts there from him tonight. We may see something special tonight. We'll have to worry about that later when we get those statistics.
Well, and again, Cheyenne not used a whole lot in that first quarter, and here to start the second, we're seeing him really start to get his touches.
All right, Harper under center takes the snap. He hands off. It looks, I could not tell.
Yeah, that was Allen again on the carry going off the left side.
Well, he runs right at him. That's for sure. Throwing his body around, he is not worried.
Yeah, and North Judson going with an I backfield here, giving Cheyenne that fullback in front of him. So not only is he getting a running start going up to get the handoff, but he's got that lead blocker right in front of him. And it's just power football right now for the Blue Jays with 9:20 left to go in the half, leading Knox 8-0.
All right. Harper from shotgun, Allen to his left. He takes a snap, he hands off to his workhorse again, and Allen gets all the way to about the 18-yard line in Knox territory. They're knocking on the door.
Yeah, that was Brock Benson again going up the middle and falling forward as he has been all night. And again, North Judson between the tackles really owning that that line of scrimmage.
First down. I tell you what, Benson, all these Judson backs are hard to bring down. You cannot arm tackle any one of these guys. You've got to get your head in front if you're going to have a chance to be able to tackle one of these guys in the hole.
All right, Harper from shotgun. Allen to his left. He takes the snap.
Yeah.
Flags on the play.
Yeah, it's going to be procedure against the Blue Jays. Got a little bit anxious there, and they've been on a roll this drive, so not surprising that we see them get a little bit jumpy. This is going to cost them some yards. But, again, it's been a great drive so far for North Judson. Now, these types of penalties, Chris, these can be drive killers.
Yeah, again, you're exactly right. You get all the momentum in the world. Last thing you want to do is want to shoot yourself in the foot and back yourself up behind the chains. But that's exactly what North Judson did there, just a little over-anxious offensively, and now it's 1st and 15.
All right. Harper under center. He takes the snap. He flicks it out to number 12. That is Gabe Ellis, and he is trying to make something happen, but the Redskins read it all over. They're going to get a loss on this play.
Yeah, loss of about 3 or 4, and that toss play going to the outside, well defended by the Redskins, and Gabe Ellis is one of those guys. He's got some afterburners, so if you allow him to own that edge on a toss play like that, you're going to be in big trouble. Great discipline by the Redskin defense.
Did a very good job of straightening that out and getting him up against the sideline there. But North Judson now faces 2nd and 17 from Knox's 23-yard line.
All right, 2nd and 17 for the Blue Jays. Harper from shotgun takes the snap. He keeps it himself.
Read.
He's running up the left side. He's not going to get much. And the Redskins, that's a great defensive effort from them here.
Yeah, absolutely. They stayed disciplined on that option. That was a perfect read there on the part of the quarterback. It was just very well defended by the Redskin defense.
They seem a lot more juiced up, wouldn't you say, Chris, on this drive?
Yeah, definitely feeling more comfortable with what they're seeing out there from this North Judson offense. And once it's going to take a series or two to get acclimated to a true triple option offense, and Knox defensively is finally starting to settle down.
3rd and 15, ball on the 22-yard line in Knox territory. Harper takes the snap. He steps back. He's looking to throw. He's going to have to keep it. Now he's making it. Oh.
Yeah, he's going to get sacked in the backfield. Tried to scramble away from pressure, but the Knox defense doing a tremendous job, again, staying disciplined. I believe Bryce Yankowskis was in on that sack. And Yankowskis, it's interesting. That's known in Knox as a cross-country last name. But Mr. Yankowskis there showing that he's a football player, not a cross-country runner.
We thank Farm Fertilizer for sponsoring tonight's broadcast. Call them at 574-867-2441. That's Farm Fertilizer, helping to move the bar on yield and crop investment returns. 4th and 15, and my gosh, they're going to go for it. Might as well in this part of the field. Harper You hear the fans in the background. He takes the snap from shotgun, looking to throw. He does. Up the middle. He's got his man open. Touchdown, Blue Jays, number 5. That's Josiah McDaniel. Huge touchdown for the Blue Jays as they strike again. It's 14-0 here in North Judson.
And a beautiful throw there by Aldrich Harper. Just hit him absolutely in stride in the back of the end zone. Great throw, great catch. And the Redskins secondary there just kind of caught napping.
Yeah, I had a perfect angle from where I'm standing here on the sideline. As soon as Daniel made his break out of that route, out of the cut there, the ball was right on. Just a beautiful throw and a beautiful read by Aldrich Harper.
It was almost like he knew where he was going. And when we talked to Brett Lambert, he said this game means a lot to him and his players. They are showing it so far here this early in the game. Harper under center, going for 2 again. They're mirroring that image from Russ Radke. He takes the snap, rolls out to his right. He's got a couple Redskins on him. He throws it to the back end zone, and that's no good as they miss the 2-point conversion. But, hey, it's 14-0. It's as if they took a single kick each time now. So they're up 2 touchdowns now with a pretty good lead here in the first half. My apologies. As there's a lot of fanfare going on right now. It's pretty loud here. It's a very exciting. The energy is high. You got to feel it down there, Chris. You just have to.
Oh, it's unbelievable. The North Judson side the stands are completely full. The Knox stands are completely full. There's people 3 or 4 deep along the sidelines, along the fence. Yeah, if anybody's still in Knox, you know what? You might as well just turn the lights off. Come on over.
I would say so, Chris, and I'll ask you if you can try to get a picture of the stands to show us later on social media how big all this fanfare is. I can't even come up with the words. This is just so exciting. You can just feel the energy here, as this is a rivalry unlike any other here in Indiana. This is Indiana high school football.
And it's gut check time for the Knox Redskins, trailing 14-0. Still 6:23 left to go in the first half, and they've shown signs offensively that they can move the ball against this Blue Jay team, but they've got to move the ball and find a way to get it into the end zone before this gets too far out of hand. Down 2 scores. Still, you're midway through the second quarter. Not out of the realm of possibilities by any stretch of the imagination, but if you're the Redskins, you got to start turning some of these drives into points and make sure North Judson doesn't get too comfortable on their home field.
Well, even though North Judson had scored on that drive, I thought the defensive effort from the Redskins was a lot better than their first drive out on the field. So you've got to be happy with that, but tighten things up a little better. As Russ Radke said, it's got to be a defensive effort tonight from the Redskins. So the Blue Jays will be set to kick away to the Redskins. It looks like it's Xavier Roman, Jake Conroy, and Miles McLaughlin deep to return. Is that Cheyenne Allen kicking?
Yes, I believe
Cheyenne Allen ready to send it away. Oh, it's an onside kick. He might have it. It's
still loose.
I don't even.
There's a fight for it.
It changed possession a couple of times.
And looks like there's a Redskin hobbled on the play. That's Dominique Triska. We sure hope he's
Redskins
okay.
recovered.
And the Redskins recover. Boy, they are lucky on that one. I didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone did. That was a great call on the part of Coach Lambert and his coaching staff, because that was no one was expecting the unexpected on that.
That was shades of 2009 for me when Sean Payton did that to the Colts.
All right.
That just brought back so many bad memories.
Moving right along.
Yeah, be careful up there, because you're sitting there standing next to one of the biggest Colts fans there is.
Oh, trust me, I'm from Central Indiana. There's no bigger Colts fan than both of us up here. All right. From shotgun, the senior quarterback, Cohen Watson, takes the snap. He keeps it himself. He's looking to run up the left side, and he is smacked hard by a Blue Jay.
Yeah.
32.
He took a tough shot there.
I think that was Sam Hollum on the play, I believe. 33, no, Quentin Frazier. Yeah. Huge tackle. He smacked him hard.
Yeah, Frazier did a nice job of reading that option play, and Watson got back to the line of scrimmage, and I think he was fortunate to do that, but that's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 for the Redskins. 5:50 to go here in the second. The Jays lead 14-0. The Redskins need something on this drive. Watson from shotgun takes the snap. He hands it off. That's McLaughlin up the middle. He's having trouble, and he just can't quite get it going on that play.
Yeah, Miles actually did a nice job of making the first defender miss, but there were 2 or 3 other defenders right behind him, and he got maybe a half a yard out of that carry, but that's going to make it 3rd and long 9 for the Redskins.
Big stop from Logan Radke on that play.
Yeah, 3rd and 9. Big play here for both the defense and the offense. North Judson can really set the tone and really going to have a timeout here.
Yeah, Redskins going to burn a timeout. They didn't have the right personnel on the field.
Well, we're going to keep it here as today's.
To finish my thought there, if Knox can pick up this 3rd and long, can get a first down, try to build some momentum, but North Judson, you kind of feel like they've got their foot on the throat. Get a stop here and force Knox to punt again. With 5:08 left in the second quarter, North Judson won the toss. They divert. They will get the ball to start the second half.
Today's sports broadcast is brought to you by Dairy Queen of Winamac. Don't forget to grab some ice cream in Winamac there on the main drag, as you all know. We thank them for supporting local high school sports. Well, I'll take this time to thank my good friend Matt Ketchum and his mom Vanessa Ketchum for tuning in from Central Indiana on WKVI.com, streaming throughout the world and online. As it's 3rd and 10 coming up on the 5-minute mark.
Formation by the Redskins.
Cohen Watson from shotgun takes a snap. He's looking to throw. He finds somebody on his right side. As Jake Conray almost had it in his hands, and he dropped it.
Yeah, just took his eye off it for a split second, was wide open, and that was going to be a Redskin first down. The ball just went through his fingertips, so that's going to make it 4th and about 10 for the Redskins. They're going to have to punt this one away. Just over 5 minutes left to go in the half. North Judson still leading 14-0.
Yeah, Conroy there just looking to turn up field before he secured the football, and all it takes is just a split second to take your eye off the ball.
All right. Set to punt for the 3rd time again tonight. The Redskins up. It's clean and away. It hits around the 30-yard line, and they pick it up, the Blue Jays. And he gets stopped. I was surprised he even decided to pick it up there, Nate.
Yeah, I believe that was Cheyenne Allen. Was that 40 out there? Or?
Yes.
Yeah. So
see, it is hard to see.
So we're actually not very surprised at all, because anytime a ball is anywhere near Cheyenne, he wants to pick it up and run with it. So not really surprising to see him try and field that.
I think he wants to pick the football up just so he can hit somebody.
If he has the ball, he knows contact is going to be somewhere.
Well, if you look at the
contact is coming.
Well, if you look at the north side end zone, there's a lot of Blue Jay alumni here. We're going to try to name some as the broadcast goes on to let you know who's all here tonight for the 75th anniversary of Blue Jay football. Aldrich Harper from shotgun. Ball on the 33. Takes the snap. Hands off up the middle. That's Benson.
Yeah, did a good job of just going north and south there on that run. Got a good chunk of yardage, about 7 yards it looks like. So it's going to be 2nd and 3 for the Blue Jays. Again, just sticking with their option offense.
Again, breaking through that arm tackle. The first guy that put his hands on him, he just ran right through the arm tackle. You're not going to be able to arm tackle Brock Benson, that's for sure.
2nd and 3, ball on the 40. 4:20 to go here in the second quarter. Harper under center, takes the snap, hands off up the middle.
Benson again,
and he's going to get the first down.
Yeah, going off the edge that time, and the formula's simple right now. The Redskins just haven't been able to slow Benson down at all, so there's really no need for the Blue Jays to change their strategy as far as offensive play calling goes. I guess the most interesting thing is, Chris, we're watching Benson having a great first half, and Cheyenne Allen's still in the back pocket. He hasn't really done all that much and hasn't had to.
Harper from shotgun takes a snap, hands off, maybe a couple of yards. That was Benson again.
Yeah, fought forward for about 2 yards. It looks like the Redskins doing a better job that time, closing things down in the middle. I think North Judson is kind of relying on that because that's going to open up things to the outside.
Yeah, again, I think the Knox game plan defensively was to make somebody else beat you other than number 40. And North Judson, I tell you what, okay, if that's the game plan, we'll give it to Benson 60 times if you're not going to stop him. So, again, somebody's going to have to pitch here and make a change.
Harper under center, 2nd and 7. Ball on their own 48. He pitches out to the left side. That looks like it's Cheyenne. Allen, the ball. Oh, I thought it came loose there, but he held on to it as he gained about 6 yards on that carry.
Yeah, just a basic toss play to the left side of the offensive formation. Good job by Cheyenne of getting positive yardage, but the Redskin defense doing a great job of flowing to the ball and not allowing him to turn that into a first down run.
Well, Ken Dozel's here, the 1964 to 1967 North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay. He was the first Indiana high school football all-star here in North Judson. We're glad he's here on hand for the halftime show. Aldrich Harper from shotgun takes a snap, hands off to Allen again, and maybe 3 on the carry.
Yeah,
Benson.
It looked like Harper and Benson might have got tangled up a little bit right there at the mesh point. That's going to bring up 4th down. 4th and short. And so now if you're the Redskin defense, you got to stay disciplined, watch the ball, be ready for that hard count. And if you're North Judson, I think you're assuming that's what Knox is going to be thinking. So you come up and go with the quick count and get that first down. Minute 57 left to go in the half. You're up by 14. They're going to call a timeout right now.
Well, and what's this name right here? Do you know how to pronounce that last name?
Is it, Coach McGowan, is it Pacilio?
Pacilio? Oh, that's a Judson name.
Okay.
Yeah, we talked to Michael Pacilio before the game. I shook his hand. He went to North Judson 1975, 76, and 77. He's on hand and proud to be here, a part of the 75th anniversary season for North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay football. Butch Smirt, he's here tonight. 1968, 69, and 70. Only defeated team in 1975. He played at IU and worked for the NCAA. He's on hand tonight. The list goes on and on and on. As I'm sure, Chris, you know many people over there.
Well, you speak of the Pacilio name. Here's a fun fact for you. 1984 in the state championship game, first game played in the actual new Hoosier Dome. Tony Pacilio kicked the first points in the Hoosier Dome, kicking a field goal against Sheridan in 1984.
Well, we also want to remind everyone that our very own sports analyst, Chris McGowan, is a North Judson-San Pierre alumni. He is also being acknowledged tonight. And, you know, I saw your name in the hallway. I showed you the picture, Chris. What award was that for again back in 1992?
The Interstate Memorial Award, most progressive defensive player.
Right.
Blue Jays on 4th and short.
4th and short, they're going for it. He keeps it. Harper throws deep down the middle. He's got Allen, but no. It'll be a turnover on downs as the Redskins take over.
Yeah, Cohen Watson, a great job defensively of going up against Cheyenne and even helped Cheyenne up off the ground. Those two very familiar with one another. They play against each other not only in football but in basketball as well. So a lot of respect shown right there after the Redskins able to stop the Blue Jays on 4th down.
Mark's Body Shop in Knox is proud to be part of the broadcast this evening. If you ever need collision repair or semi and RV repairs, contact Mark at 574-772-7003.
Big opportunity.
Nathan, I would ask you about that play call. Right there, but ball was thrown, so I know you thought it was good.
It was a good aggressive play on 4th down. No one expected that. Just very well defended by Watson.
Watson from shotgun takes the snap, hands off to McLaughlin, and he gets nowhere. The Blue Jays defense reading very well tonight.
Yeah, and that was a group tackle right there on Miles McLaughlin, and he really hasn't been able to get anything going. The Blue Jay defense really keying in on number 2 tonight.
So this may be the first time this season. Well, it is the first time this season the Redskins have had to face adversity. This is going to be interesting to see how they finish the first half and carry over into the second half, fellas.
Well, if they can get into the end zone here, that'll completely change the complexion of the ball game if they can get in before halftime. Minute 15 left to go in the second quarter.
I'd have to agree. 2nd and 11, ball on their own 45. Watson keeps it himself. He's running up the left side. He may have a yard.
He blew forward, got about 3 or 4, but the Redskins were starting from a yard back after the first play went for a loss. So it's still going to be 3rd and about 7 or 8 yards to go for the Redskins. Now under a minute left to go in the half.
Looks like a TV crew standing over there next to you, Chris. I'd say you look more professional than them.
Well, Redskins looking to pick up the first down here.
No comment.
Just under 40 seconds left to go. See what the Redskins do here.
Watson from shotgun takes the snap. Oh, a fumble. Nope.
Yeah. That was a handoff to McLaughlin, bounced off his hands and hit the ground. He was able to recover, but that's going to take a yard away from the Redskins, so that's going to bring up 4th and about 9. The Blue Jays going to burn a timeout here.
Yeah, Knox very fortunate there. The McLaughlin laying on the ground, and that ball just bounced right back up to him. So it's going to be 4th and 9 here. North Judson has 2 timeouts and just burnt their second one with 20 seconds left. Going to force Knox here. Wonder if maybe North gets aggressive, maybe comes after this, try to create some excitement here in the special teams.
Yeah, I think that's what you do. If you're the Blue Jays, you go all out after this punt because you got to figure the Redskins are going to be angling this punt out of bounds anyway, so you might as well send 10 after the guy who's trying to kick it, and you either get the block or the ball's going to go out of bounds. Either way, it's probably going to be a good situation for you if you're North Judson, so by all means, be aggressive on this punt.
And I was thinking maybe put one guy back in Cheyenne Allen, but he's on the sideline taking a breather right now. So North Judson's going to send one guy back.
Yeah, and with 21 seconds left to go in the half here, that's a good call bringing Cheyenne out of the ball game for the Blue Jays.
So for the 3rd time tonight, the Redskins are set to punt away. As you look over across the sidelines, you see Russ Radke with his arms crossed. He's just not very happy right now.
Well, the Redskins only had 10 guys on the field. They had to jog the 11th one on.
I didn't want to mention. All right, the Redskins punt up and away. It's clear. And there is Josiah McDaniel to return. He gets it back up to the 45, 46, 47, maybe the 50-yard line. He gets it all the way into to Knox territory on the 48-yard line.
Yeah, good return there. McDaniel just not wasting any time. He was going straight forward, didn't try to juke or spin or anything like that. He just got the ball in his hands, and it was headed towards the end zone.
My apologies. That was Gabe Ellis. I am just having a bunch of faux pas tonight, gentlemen.
The Blue Jays have so many different guys who can get involved in the return game. I mean, that just really speaks to the versatility they have at the skill positions.
Well, thank you. That makes me feel better.
No, yeah, but I'll be honest with you, fellas. I'm down here on the sideline, and the gold numbers on these blue jerseys are hard to read, even for me on the sideline.
1st and 10 for the Blue Jays here, and I believe the Redskins are going to call a timeout as Coach Radke doesn't look like he's real happy down there on the sidelines. I think the Redskins were misaligned there. And with 8 seconds left to go here in the first half, again, you're trailing 14-0, and if you're the Knox Redskins, the last thing you want to do is be misaligned and give up some kind of play here that's going to result in points right before the half, especially considering North Judson gets the ball to start the 3rd quarter.
Well, 8 points.
Now,
no, go ahead, Chris.
I was just saying I would love to be behind the wall in both locker rooms here. I'm going to try to get a word in with Coach Radke as he's leaving the field, and I'll get a word with Coach Lambert on the way back out from halftime.
Well, one of them's going to be really happy. The other one's going to be really ticked.
Well, I will say
in between those 2 interviews, I'm going to do the halftime thing that we got going on here for the 75 years of Blue Jay football.
I will say this, Chris. They both told me in the pregame interview that no matter what, they definitely would talk to you. So I have their word.
The moods might be a little bit different in comparison, but
yeah.
The thing that makes you really nervous is the fact that we're not on a time delay.
Right, and you're basically throwing a piece of live meat into the piranhas. So.
Well, out of the 3 of us, you're the one who can handle it. So best of luck to you, Coach. All right, so 8 seconds left. 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays.
Harper from shotgun takes the snap. He throws deep to his left side, and he doesn't have anyone. The clock will stop at 2.9.
So now the question becomes, do you try something similar? Do you maybe throw a little bit of trickeration in here, or do you just genuflect and get into the locker room to halftime?
There it is, Chris. Trickeration. There it is.
Trickeration, and it was coming. Me personally, I'm going to draw here to Cheyenne Allen. I want to try to score, or the safe bet here is just take a knee. Don't risk any injury here. Get the ball starts second half.
All right. Harper under center. Sets his man in motion, takes the snap, flicks out to the left side. There's a flag on the play. There's Allen on the left side working his magic. He cuts back over to the right. He's got the first down and more. He's going all the way to the end zone, even though there's a flag on the play. He continues. He's going to score on this. Touchdown, Blue Jays, but there's a flag. We'll see.
Yeah, there's 2 flags. There was one thrown immediately after the snap, and that's going to be a false start against the Blue Jays, so that touchdown is not going to count. There was also a second flag thrown over here on the Blue Jays sideline, so not sure what the second flag was. Might have been holding against the Blue Jays as well. Either way, the touchdown's going to be negated.
Well, a heck of a run. Wasted. That was a...
Yeah, and everyone's walking back, so...
I think that just shows us what he can do as he comes back over the sideline upset. I mean, he just pulled off a fantastic performance, and they've got to come back. That's upsetting.
Yeah, and that was holding against the Blue Jays, and that's going to be assessed from the spot of the foul. So the Blue Jays moving further back. And let's see, that's going to set them up on their own 40-yard line. The game clock showing all zeros right now.
I'll tell you what, don't be shocked if North Judson doesn't come back to that same play, though.
Boy, if Cheyenne Allen scores again on this play, backed up even deeper in their own territory, last play of the half, I don't know if I'll be able to contain myself, guys. This is impressive. All right, ball on their own 40. 2nd and 20. This is the last play of the half. Takes the snap, flicks it back to Allen. It is the same play. He cuts back to the right. He's got a couple Redskins on him, and they're going to get him down at the 48-yard line as the first half comes to a close here from Liberty Field. 14-0 as the Blue Jays lead the Redskins in the cross-county matchup we've all been waiting for. We have the Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning halftime show coming up for our sports analyst Chris McGowan, special guest Nathan Welter. I am Mitch Columbi. You are listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's my apologies. We've got our coach down on the sideline. Let's go ahead and send it down to Chris McGowan with Russ Radke. Chris.
All right, Coach. 14-0 here at halftime. Offensively, it seems like North Judson has the answer right now. What adjustments are you going to make at halftime to get the ball moving offensively?
We'll look at the panel to find out what it is. I think right now, our guys are just a little tight, not aggressive under moves. Lyle Judson, they're doing a great job under slants and so forth, getting to the ball. But we'll settle down. We have to have completions, and we had a fumble and we didn't catch a pass. So those two things are big plays where they're executing quite well.
All right, defensively, North Judson executing that triple option. Right now, the fullback's killing you. What are you going to do to try to take away the fullback because you got number 40 in the pitch back mode there? So pick your poison, right?
Well, the option game is an important part of what they're doing right now. I thought the second quarter does a lot better. You get them in a 4th down and 35, take him up a touchdown pass. But hey, ball's right where it has to be, and that's where they're at 14 right now. We got a little battle. We'll see what we can do.
All right, good luck, Coach.
All right, my apologies, Chris, as I wasn't paying attention. What a great inside access we have there. That was head coach Russ Radke of the Knox Redskins behind 14-0. The first time he's been behind this year, as we're going to take a break and come back for the Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning halftime show. Let's try this again. For our sports analyst, Chris McGowan, special guest Nathan Welter, I am Mitch Columbi. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKBI.
At First Farmers Bank and Trust, we've been serving family farms for over 130 years. We've seen our customers succeed in times, pull through in tough times, and we've learned some lessons along the way. So we appreciate the customers we have today by finding the solutions they'll be looking for tomorrow. Are you ready to talk about your farm operation? Stop by a branch or visit us online at ffbt.com. First Farmers Bank and Trust, equal opportunity lender. Member FDIC.
BP gasoline with Invigorate helps clean your engine and can give you more miles per tank. Continuous use may result in the following pleasant side effects: excessive smiling, feeling more relaxed, taking more drives just because, volunteering for carpool twice in a row, and bragging to your friends about how you use our best fuel ever. To find out if BP gasoline with Invigorate is right for you, stop by your local station to discover our best fuel ever. Versus minimum detergent gas. Average restored 3 to 5 miles per tank, based on fleet testing and based on what you drive and how you drive.
High school sports brought to you by Zingo Express.
Rick Rapp 5-star in the Knox Mall. Wow, how about this week of savings?
Post Labor Day, Tony. A staple of 5-star. Our Family Purified or Spring Water. 24-pack half-liter bottles. $2.88. And they're sweet and they're juicy. I can verify it because I tried them. Open Acres Clementines 3-pound bag is $3.99. Come to 5-star. By the way, where will you find that 5-star?
In the Knox Mall. Welcome to Marion University's newest location, Ancilla College of Marion University. Marion's newest campus location in Plymouth is your home for an on-campus college experience. From living in the dorms to being a collegiate student-athlete, Marion University is ranked 3rd most innovative Midwest university by U.S. News and World Report. For more information about our 2- or 4-year degrees, go to www.marion.edu/Ancilla. That's www.marion.edu/Ancilla.
Welcome to the Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Halftime Show on K99.3 FM. Here's Mitch Columbi.
Welcome back to Liberty Field here in North Judson, Indiana, as the Blue Jays lead the Redskins 14-0 as festivities are going on here at halftime. The 2000s, 1990s, 1980s, 1970s, 60s, 50s, and even some of the 40s are here on the field celebrating 75 years of North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay football history, Nathan.
Yeah, I got a heck of a turnout for returning alumni here for the Blue Jays. And one Blue Jay alum who is not down on the field right now is a guy by the name of Nate Radke. And the reason he's not down there is because he is the PA announcer here at North Judson. He played football back in the 90s for the Blue Jays and showed a little bit of his 90s Blue Jay football bias as he was announcing that group from the 90s coming out. But, I mean, what a great idea by the athletic department here, and we really have to tip our hat to athletic director Mike Sharkozy for getting this organized, getting this all planned out, and looking down there and seeing so many different Blue Jay uniforms represented down there. What an outstanding moment in Blue Jay history.
Yeah, I can't. Oh, there's Chris. I couldn't see him there. He's standing there at the 40-yard line. So glad to see him. As longtime assistant, Coach Hank Orkus is here. Hank is a member of the Indiana Football Hall of Fame and was on the sidelines for the Jays from 1966 to 2008. Hank continues to support the Blue Jays on the sidelines to this day. And Brian and Patty Thornton representing their father, Les Thornton. Les Thornton coached the Blue Jays for 8 seasons with a record of 49, 24, and 1 tie. Les's 1970 team is the only Blue Jay football team to go undefeated during a season, finishing 9-0. And Coach Gary Cox is here. Gary coached the Blue Jays for 15 seasons, is the winningest coach in North Judson-San Pierre history with a record of 108-51. Coach Cox led the Jays to 4 sectional championships. And finally, Coach Kevin Cox is here. Kevin coached the Blue Jays for 11 seasons with a record of 77-49 while winning 2 sectional championships and 1 regional championship. Kevin and his 2002 Blue Jays are celebrating a special 20th anniversary this year. The Blue Jays went 13-1 with a regional championship. The 2002 Blue Jays outscored their opponents, Nathan, 574-62 with 8 shutouts.
Yeah, that's, you know, being someone who wasn't of that generation, that's the era you hear the most stories about, and just the punishment they inflicted on all of their opponents. And you know, you look down there and you see Gary and I believe Kevin Cox down there on the field right now being honored. Hank Orkus out there as well, and just an incredible tradition, one of the greatest traditions in the state of Indiana, and that's being put on display here at halftime at North Judson-San Pierre High School.
Well, you mentioned Kevin Cox. He was a player and a coach here from 1988 to 1991. Andrew Frazier, he's a dentist in Knox from 2007 to 2010. Then David Hall went to Ball State and, of course, works for the Chicago Tribune. He was here from 1982 to 1985. Maybe that'd be somebody we should get our resume to.
Well, yeah, he's been a guest on WKVI for a long time. Was an intern back in his high school days, and of course, had a heck of a football career at Ball State playing safety, and just a really good guy to talk to.
And Keith Fingerhut, you can't go without saying Stark County knows its Fingerhuts, the Fingerhut Bakery. He's here tonight from 1950 to 1954. I believe they told me he played at Alabama and finished at St. Joe after he got injured. That was an interesting factoid that Michael Sharkozy, the athletic director, had given me. Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning is part of our sponsor tonight. If you are uncomfortable in your home, give third-generation owner Brian Hammond a call at 574-936-4660, serving the local area since 1936. I talked to Brian today. He's doing well. So glad you reached out to me, Brian. I hope you are doing well this evening and enjoying the broadcast as you are listening to the Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Halftime Show. I'm Mitch Columbia along with Chris McGowan and Nathan Welter. We're going to take a break and come right back. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Since 1936, Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning have always taken pride in doing the job right. Third-generation owner Brian Hammond and his family have always set the standard when it comes to taking care of all your heating and cooling needs. Making your home a comfortable home is the absolute top priority. If you are uncomfortable in your home, give them a call at 574-936-4660. Follow them on Facebook. Let Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning help you take control of your comfort.
Collins Insurance Agency in Knox has done it again. They have earned the distinction of preferred agency partner from the Western Reserve Insurance Company. Can't touch this. So what does that mean for you? Collins Insurance Agency provides themselves in taking care of its community. That means providing the best insurance that keeps you and your family safe in a time of need. And with this honor, Collins Insurance Agency looks forward to providing Stark and surrounding counties the best customer service you and your family deserve. Collins Insurance Agency in Knox, living the golden rule by treating you like family.
Welcome back to the Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Halftime Show from North Judson, Indiana. Liberty Field as the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays are taking on the Knox Redskins. So far, it's been a shutout, 14-0. The Redskins haven't faced this type of adversity this far into the season. Nathan, what are you thinking Russ Radke's saying in the halftime break right now?
Well, I think the number one thing that he's saying is we've got to make sure that we're reading our keys against that option offense. We have to continue to stay disciplined, which the Redskins actually did a pretty decent job of in that first half. They had a handful of plays that they let slip away from them, but I think emphasizing the disciplined defense against this option offense is probably the primary thing that they're talking about in the Knox Redskin locker room. I don't think they really need to make any gigantic changes to their game plan. I think that they've got the right strategy in place. It's just a matter of execution coming out of the locker room. And 14-0, yeah, it kind of looks bad on the scoreboard, but that's only a two-possession ball game. You still have an entire half to play. So by no stretch of the imagination should the Redskins be panicked right now.
Well, Chris, what'd you think? You got to be a part of it. Now we've got you back on the broadcast down about the 47-yard line. Looking sharp out there with your microphone. What do you got?
I tell you what, that was real special. I don't know if you saw, but I actually got to stand next to David Haw there. And
we just mentioned him.
Connections. And actually gonna get lined up here and attend his radio show. He got the number one radio show in the morning in Chicago, so invited me to come be a guest and watch a show here. So we're gonna get that lined up here in the next few weeks. So I'm kind of excited. But seeing all these past players and kids that I coached when I was here, the 10 years I was here as an assistant, just a special time. And Mr. Gump, the first captain of the very first North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay football team in 1948, actually made it to this ceremony. So that's pretty. I believe he's pushing 90 years old, might be over 90, but was able to make it. So just a special night all around.
I hope you get a +1 for that chance with David Hall. I would love to tag along with that one, Chris. That sounds like a lot of fun. One name we didn't mention yet, we wanted to save for this moment, was your brother, Danny McGowan, who played for the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays, walked on at Purdue, the Boilermakers of course, and then coached at Knox, now at North Judson. So tell me how proud of you are for your brother, Danny McGowan.
I'll tell you what, watching him play, it was special. He walked on at Purdue, actually earned a full ride scholarship his last 3 years at Purdue. His fifth year, his redshirt senior year, was actually the starting fullback. So he started as defensive tackle, moved to offensive guard, and then was actually the starting fullback his fifth year. And the connections that he made down at Purdue, getting to play with Kyle Orton, Anthony Spencer, all those guys, just a special time. So I'm very proud of him for sure.
I haven't heard the name Kyle Orton in so long, guys. That is hilarious. There are so many names on this list. We're just not going to be able to get all of them in. I apologize for that, but this has been an amazing experience just for me as an outsider coming into Stark County. The energy, the electricity, even the fact that guys have coached at Knox and coached at North Judson, even though there's that bitter rivalry, they come together when in time of need. It's just been a fantastic experience, Nathan. I'm sure that this won't be your last. It's not definitely ever been your first. How many does this make you think? How many years do you think you've been to this game?
For Knox North Judson, well, I'm knocking on the door of 40. I'm 38 years old right now. For about 38 years, I've been looking forward to this rivalry and been enjoying it. And I've been involved in all the different aspects as a fan growing up, as an athlete, as a coach, as a broadcaster. So I've gotten to see from all ends, and I don't have quite as many good memories about playing against North Judson as what some of my predecessors at Knox may have, but it's always special. And Chris, I got to play against your little brother Danny. I can say that because he's not in earshot, but and I always I always like to tell the story of. He and I actually ran the same leg of the 4x100 meter relay team in track, and we were right next to each other at the Bi-County track meet, and Dad was taking pictures and got a beautiful shot of us running right next to each other, and you could tell the difference between a Division I college football player and a Division III college football player. I'll let you at home listening figure out which was which. Again, the tradition here at North Judson, not just in football, but athletics in general, just the documented history and the successes and all the great names, all the great stories. Chris, you could go on for an entire week talking nonstop about some of those stories, and it just has to make you feel really good to be a part of something this special.
Yeah, and you realize it when it's going on, but now that you get a little bit older and you've had a chance to step back, you truly do understand how special it is. When you go off to college or whatever, and you say you're from North Judson, and everybody's like, "Oh, football."
Yeah.
Back in 1986, I think nationwide made Sports Illustrated. 10 consecutive defensive shutouts in one season to start a season. Set records all over the place, up and down. Just, talking about defensive shutouts, now this will put it into perspective. Hank Orkus, who was a defensive coach here from 1966 to 2008, he had over 100 shutouts in defensive. Wow. Over 100.
I don't know much.
That's impressive.
I don't know much about the defensive side of football, but I'd say that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, most guys don't even get to 100 wins, let alone 100 defensive shutouts in a career.
Well, we're coming up for the second half as 4:30 just past the time clock for halftime as the Blue Jays lead the Redskins 14-0. We're going to take one more break here in this halftime, come back and get you set for the second half football action. Week 4 of Indiana High School football here on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKBI.
BP gasoline with Invigorate helps clean your engine and can give you more miles per tank. Continuous use may result in the following pleasant side effects: excessive smiling, feeling more relaxed, taking more drives just because, volunteering for carpool twice in a row, and bragging to your friends about how you use our best fuel ever. To find out if BP gasoline with Invigorate is right for you, stop by your local station to discover our best fuel ever. Versus minimum detergent gas, average restored 3 to 5 miles per tank, based on food testing and based on what you drive and how you drive.
High school sports brought to you by Zingo Express.
Stay tuned for more in-game action with Mitch Columbi and Chris McGowan on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKBI.
Culver's Portside Marina handles all water recreational needs. When it comes to pontoons, Godfrey leads the industry in performance and quality, and Portside Marina has it in stock. From sampan, aqua patio, and sweetwater pontoons, if you're looking for a family boat, Culver Portside Marina can help. Located at 514 West Mill Street in Culver. Stop in or call them at 842-5000. Culver Portside Marina.
Well, we're back here at Liberty Field in North Judson, Indiana, home of the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. Can anyone describe to me the story behind North Judson and San Pierre?
Coach McGowan, you down there? I think you might have taken there you go.
I don't know. Actually consolidated back in the late 70s. San Pierre has its own history when it comes to basketball. They used to be the San Pierre Bulldogs. And in high school, we used to, as freshmen, we always had to either practice before school in the high school gym, or we went after school. We had to go to what we called the Bulldog Palace over in San Pierre. And, boy, that was never pleasant, that's for sure.
So San Pierre is very close to us right now.
Yeah, San Pierre is about 8 miles away. The two schools consolidated back, I want to say 78, somewhere around in that area, and one of those things where might have been a little animosity to start with, but things quickly got worked out, and from the consolidation, I tell you what, the athletics here at North Judson took off.
Well,
trophies solve a lot of problems, don't they?
Yeah. It does. Again, it's just one of those things. A lot of history, both in San Pierre, tradition rich. Like I said, basketball tradition over there. It's just when you can bring those two things together, North Judson and San Pierre, because North Judson had success in the basketball realm as well. Special things happen, and again, I think the high school as it stands right now was built back in late 70s maybe to accommodate that consolidation. So again, just a lot of history, a lot of things going on. Just a special to be a part of.
And you know what? One of my favorite North Judson football stories has to be the story about the North Judson, one of those state finalist teams that had 3,000-yard rushers on it, and also had a guy by the name of David Haw, who was the leading wide receiver in the state of Indiana and held the, I believe, the career receiving yards record for the state of Indiana for a long time on teams that had 3 1,000-yard rushers. And, I got to talk to David Haw about that at one point, and he said, well, Coach Radke really liked to run up the score back then, and I was a home run hitter.
Well, the Blue Jays are running onto the field, and we hope Chris McGowan can get a word with Brett Lambert, as I'm sure they're very excited about their first half performance. The Knox Redskins decide to run out on the field at the same time. Boy, you see the red and blue. It just looks fantastic. Knox is in all white with a red helmet, and there's down on the sideline Chris McGowan with head coach Brett Lambert. Chris.
All right, Coach, 14-0. Great start to this game. What adjustments do you see yourself making here defensively?
First of all, this, Chris, and the mentality 0-0. But we got to make sure, first of all, we recover the kickoff. We don't know if we're going to come out, maybe do an onside, so we got to possess the ball. Then once we get it, we got to keep taking it, pound the rock, get it down the field. If we have an opportunity to hit something big, then we'll take advantage of it. But we did a great job of running the ball in the first half, but we fizzled out. When we got down the goal line that one time, but we can't let that happen in the second half. These guys got offensive weapons. We got to make sure we get it done.
Yeah, the triple option offense that you guys are running. Was you expecting Brock Benson to play that big of a part in the triple option tonight?
We knew it could happen. Honestly, we didn't know for sure how they're playing it, but just the way they're playing the first half, it worked. But I know Coach Radke's made some adjustments. We'll see who needs to be the ball carrier in the second half.
All right, good luck, Coach.
All right, that's head coach Brett Lambert of the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays providing us with an inside access unlike ever before. We have both coaches talk to us at halftime. We have everything down on the field, getting a glimpse of what is exactly going on. As you see the Blue Jays getting warmed up and ready for the second half, this must be a normal occurrence. It's choreographed, guys. This is our halftime show right now.
Well, I think one of the big things that we should emphasize here is the ball control of the North Judson Blue Jays when they've been on offense. They've run 29 offensive plays in the ball game to Knox's 16. And I think the bulk of those 16 plays that the Redskins ran in that first half came in the second quarter as they started to calm down a little bit. And we heard Coach Radke talking about, just getting a few adjustments, tweaking some things here and there, and coming back out. But the Redskins have to possess the ball longer if they want to fight back from this 14-point deficit.
Well, I had said the key to my game was for North Judson to possess the football. Your best defense is going to be a good offense tonight with that high explosive offense for Knox. And I'm sure you guys said this. Hey, it's 14-0. It's 2 scores with a lot of football left to be played. And with this offensive attack that Knox has, this game's far from over.
Well, it's only 14-0 as the clock is counting down as the second half football action is about to be underway. Special guest Nathan Welter up here in the booth. Special sports analyst Chris McGowan down on the sidelines. I'm Mitch Columbi, continuing the tradition here at Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI as we are ready for second half football action, as I mentioned. And the Redskins already getting on the field. They know what they need to do. I almost wonder what that halftime speech was from Russ Radke.
Well, and it's going to be interesting to see how the Redskins handle this opening kickoff. We heard Coach Lambert talk about what he was saying to his players coming out, anticipating some kind of onside kick or a pooch kick, something along those lines. It'll be interesting to see if the Redskins try that. Of course, you run the risk of giving up very good field position if you aren't able to recover that, and only down 14-0. I'm not sure if that's something the Redskins really want to risk at this point in the ball game.
Well, if you look up at the sky, it's a full moon with the clouds. Very eerie feeling here as second half football action's underway at Stark County. Boy, that is a full moon. If you look over to looks like that's the southeast side of the field. Perfect picture. All right, Jake Conroy and that big leg, Chris, ready to kick away for the Redskins. I can't quite catch who's in the Cheyenne Allen deep to return as they do not kick it to him. That's number 9, Trey McGowan. And he gets it maybe to the 30-yard line. Any relation to you, Chris?
Another former Redskin.
Is it?
Yeah, he was playing at Knox and then transferred back over along with his dad, Danny, who's now on the coaching staff here at North Judson. So a guy who's played in this rivalry on both sides of the ball.
I had no idea that your nephew was on the field tonight, Chris. Why didn't you mention that? Too much information.
Didn't want to jinx him.
I want to keep it professional.
All right. 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays. Aldrich Harper from shotgun. Ball on the 30. Takes the snap. Hands off. Up the middle. That looks like it's
Allen.
Cheyenne Allen with a couple of yards on the carry.
Yeah, and the Redskin defense doing a great job of crashing down around him. I think he got back to the line of scrimmage, not a whole lot more on that carry. And Allen a little bit slow to get up. That's because there was a huge pile up there in the middle of the field. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Blue Jays here early in the third quarter, still leading Knox 14-0.
All right, Harper under center for the Blue Jays. Sets his man in motion, takes the snap. He hands off up the middle. I can't see the number. He gets it, cuts it over to the left side. He's at the 50, the 45, 40. Out of bounds, tackled by number 9. That's Rowan Jordan. Carried.
Brock Benson again on the carry. He was the go-to guy in that first half for the rushing attack of the Blue Jays. I think everyone, including us coming into this game, we expected to see the Cheyenne Allen show. But Brock Benson has been carrying the bulk of the load for the Blue Jay running attack.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays in Knox territory. 14-0. They lead as they are knocking on the door once again here in the second half. 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. Harper from shotgun takes the snap, hands off to Allen. Up the right side, he's got 5, 6, maybe 9 yards on the carry.
Yeah, and a nice cutback there by Allen. Did a good job of being patient on that run. Waited for his blockers to get into position before he made that cutback, and a great gain on first down.
Sorry, gentlemen, I was away there for a little bit. My good friend Jim Collins here in the South End Zone, a longtime sponsor and great supporter of WKVI Athletics, stopped me, and we were having a nice little conversation. So a shout out to Mr. Collins.
All right, Harper under center, takes the snap, hands off to Benson again. He's got all the way to the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Blue Jays.
Yeah, that was a great play there. That was the entire defense was focused on the motion, which looked like it was going to be another toss play going to the right side. And right at the last second, it ends up being a handoff to Benson, who's able to get through the line with very little resistance and trucks his way into the end zone to put the Blue Jays up 20-0, pending the extra point with 10:18 left to go in the third quarter.
And great, I guess, control of this offense by Aldrich Harper, because, Benson was a big staple there in that first half. So you kind of think that maybe Knox is going to make some adjustments, maybe take away that first option. But, hey, Aldrich's doing a good job of keeping his head and reading it correctly.
They go for 2. He hands off to Allen on the right side. It looks like a couple of knocks get him backed up. I don't know if he got the 2-point conversion.
I don't think he did. Yeah, he's going to be a little bit short on the 2-point conversion.
Well, 20-0 as the Blue Jays lead. What are you thinking, Nate?
Well, I mean, it's put up or shut up time for the Redskins right now. Down 3 scores. It's still a lot of football left to be played. As you said, 10:18 left to go here in the third quarter. But the Redskins have to start responding, and they've got to respond with touchdowns. They've got to get some points on the board if they're going to be able to make this comeback, and they've got to start right now.
Well, guys, we just found out, we're talking about Brock Benson. He's ran the ball 13 times for 122 yards thus far into the game. A very good game for Brock Benson.
Yeah, and it's all been between the tackles. I mean, he's just been a bowling ball for the Blue Jays, going right up the gut. They're not trying to run him to the outside, and they don't need to. He's proven that between the tackles is his area, and got to give a lot of credit to the Blue Jay offensive line of being physical up front and opening a lot of those holes for him.
And again, he's a 6 foot, 220-pound sophomore who just lives in the weight room, from what I've been told here by my brother who's on the staff. I actually got a brother-in-law that's on the staff as well. So, I got some inside secrets, but the Benson kid is just somebody that just lives in the weight room.
I had to chuckle. I didn't realize Brock's only a sophomore. That's terrifying for Blue Jay opponents.
Well, you could say the same thing for freshman Miles McLaughlin and Knox. As the Blue Jays set to kick away, they squibbed it again up to about the 40-yard line.
Yeah, kicked that directly at one of the front guys on the Redskins front line, and the ball bounced off of his hands and made it to the second level, which is a scary moment for any return team, but the Redskins able to recover it. So they'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. So good starting field position here for the Redskins. They've got to find a way to not only gain positive yards, but they've got to get into the end zone on this drive.
Okay, 1st and 10 for the Knox Redskins as they are set to make something happen, hopefully. Senior quarterback Cohen Watson from shotgun takes the snap. He hands off to McLaughlin. Up the middle, he doesn't get much. Go ahead, Chris.
No, what I was going to say was I think maybe Knox needs to, Nathan, are you sitting down for this?
I know
maybe
it's coming.
Maybe he goes a little play action pass to try to loosen up this North Judson defense.
Yeah, and I agree with you 100%, not just because I love the passing game, but because the Blue Jays have shown that they are in control between the tackles. Redskins got to do something to loosen up that defense.
2nd and 9 for the Redskins. 9:40 to go here in the third. Watson takes the snap under center. He flicks it out to Conroy. There's a flag on the play on the left side. He gets maybe 6 yards. We'll find out what the flag is.
Yeah, one of the best rushing plays the Redskins have had so far in the ballgame, but this flag might be bringing it back, as that was thrown pretty quickly after the snap. Yeah, it's going to be an illegal shift against the Redskins, so that's going to bring the ball back after a nice run play, and the Redskins shoot themselves in the foot on second down.
Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Culver Portside Marina. They can make sure your boat is ready for the winter. If you need help storing or winterizing your watercraft, contact Glenn Bailey at 574-842-5000.
So that's going to make it.
I'll get a little bit of a break here, Nathan. I was going to say, Nathan, talk about history. You and I actually coached against each other in a game here at Liberty Field, but ended up 7-6.
Right. One of the more frustrating nights of my life.
Thanks for reminding him, Chris.
13 points on the board.
And you thought 09 with the Colts was a bad thing to say. All right, Watson takes the snap. He hands off to McLaughlin up the middle, and he's swapped down immediately. That's number 33, Quentin Frazier, on the tackle. Huge stop.
Well, and I like that's the right idea there by the Redskins, going with a little misdirection, delayed handoff there to McLaughlin, but great discipline by the defensive line of the Blue Jays. They were able to sniff that out, and that's going to make it third and about 13 or 14 yards to go here for the Redskins. 8:49 left to go in the third quarter, still trailing the Blue Jays 20-0.
Third and 14, 8:40 to go here in the third quarter. 20-0, Blue Jays lead. Watson takes the snap for the Redskins. He steps back, looks to throw. Now he's running it on his own. He's got maybe 3 yards on the carry so far. Now 5, 6, before he's spun around by 3 Blue Jays. It'll be fourth down again.
And a good job there by Cohen getting what he could on that carry, but it's not going to be enough for the first down. So big decision time here for the Redskins. I mean, down 3 scores, coming up on 8:12 left to go in the third quarter. You're still on the Blue Jays side of the field, but I think you seriously have to consider going for it here on fourth down.
Yeah, you do, because right now it's becoming a possessions game now. You're only limited to a certain number of possessions from here on out.
So you
got to make the most of every one they have.
The home crowd on their feet, making lots of noise as Watson's under center.
Yeah, tried to go with the hard count. Blue Jays didn't jump, so the Redskins going to burn a timeout.
Well, it just hasn't gone the Knox Redskins' way.
What I was going to say was, on that previous play, if North Judson front four does not put pressure on Colin Watson, Alex Walker was running wide open down in the middle of the field. Knox went to an unbalanced formation. They brought their tackle over from the right side of the offense to the left side of the offense. They took Alex Walker and rolled him up the tight end. They lined him up at tackle, but he's got a receiver's number, so he's eligible, and he ran right down the middle of the field wide open, but the pressure didn't allow Colin Watson to step up and be able to read that.
So they had to burn a timeout, which is unfortunate in the second half, Nathan. If you're the Redskins with 2 timeouts left, does that one timeout less mean anything?
Well, I mean, at this point, it's better safe than sorry. You burn that timeout. You don't want to risk the penalty. You want to make sure that everyone's on the same page here, because last thing you want is to have this play go awry before the ball's even snapped.
4th and 4. They're going to go for it again. Watson under center. He flicks it out to the right side. That's Miles McLaughlin, and he gets stopped right away.
Yeah, great job there. Cole Wilcox coming up from the secondary, making that tackle for a loss. And, you can't be upset with the Redskins' decision to go for it, trying to get to the outside because they understand between the tackles that's been Blue Jay territory this whole game. So you get your speedster McLaughlin with a full head of steam going to the outside. That's just great defense there. Again, Cole Wilcox, the sophomore, coming up to make that play for the Blue Jay defense.
Well, you see Aldrich Harper, the senior quarterback for the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays, such a cool cat. Walks up to Brett Lambert. He's strumming the guitar to the music. He is just in his own zone, guys. When you're in that zone like that, you guys know as athletes, it's just like a wide open ocean. Anything's possible, and you can get it done. All right, Harper from shotgun, Allen to his left. Maybe Benson, I can't tell. Takes the snap. He hands off to Benson up the middle. And he's still fighting for maybe a yard. He just doesn't give up, but 3 Redskins get him down.
Yeah, that was Benson again on the carry there going off the left side. And, the Redskins had him wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, but he was able to power his way forward, picked up about a yard. So it's going to be 2nd and 9 here for the Blue Jays. 7:18 left to go in the third quarter. North Judson still leading Knox 20-0.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
So the Blue Jays break the huddle. They're up 20-0 for their 2nd down. Here we go. Harper from shotgun. Sets his man in motion. Takes the snap. Hands up the middle. And that is Benson again as he is just piling up the yards at this point.
Yeah, keeping the ball between the tackles. If you're North Judson, you keep that clock running and you just try and drain any energy that the Redskins might have at this point in the ball game. And you keep pounding the ball at them, keep that clock moving. This game gets faster and faster with a 3-score lead. You're feeling pretty good right now if you're North Judson.
North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay Mark Ridley's in the house. He went to school here from 1992 to 95. We appreciate him being here tonight. As Aldrich Harper's under center, he takes the snap, fake, hands off. There's Cheyenne Allen up the middle, the right side. He cuts back. He may have the first down.
Yeah, I think he got it there, but that was a play earlier in the ball game. The Redskins were struggling with the Blue Jay misdirection. They did a much better job that time of staying disciplined. The problem was Cheyenne Allen was already past the first down marker by the time contact was made. So good play there by the Blue Jays to get the first down.
Yeah, needed 3, picked up 5.
Harper under center, under 6 minutes to go here in the third. Sets his man in motion. He takes the snap. He hands off up the middle.
That's Benson.
Benson again.
Yeah,
maybe 2.
A quick hitting play there to the fullback Benson, and Blue Jays able to pound out about a yard there. The Redskins, again, staying disciplined there, not allowing more yardage to get picked up. But it's usually what we've seen so far in this ball game when the Redskin defense has a good play and limits the yardage, the Blue Jays come back with something big the following play.
Nathan, I got to ask you, you've been around this high school football a long time. How many fullbacks you've seen the size of Benson being able to do a jump cut like that?
That was impressive.
2nd and 8. Harper from shotgun takes the snap. He's looking to throw. He's got a Redskin on his heel, but he takes off. There's a flag on the play. He gets it to the 25-20. He takes a huge hit. Oh, my gosh. He trucked his man. That was number 24 for the Redskins.
Yeah, but I think this is going to be coming back. This is going to be a hold against the Blue Jays.
Boy, he lowered his shoulder, guys, and just rammed forward. Aldrich Harper, who was our Athlete of the Week a couple of weeks ago, our Tyler Roth WKVI Athlete of the Week, shows off why he was awarded that right there on that play, but a wasted play. It looks like it's coming back from the flag.
Yeah, on that hold. So the Redskins get a little bit of a break there. Kind of frustrating if you're the Blue Jays, but again, you've been in the driver's seat this entire ball game, and the Redskin defense, you have to use that as a jump start. You got to make something happen. Now it's second forever. You can't give up a first down here and allow the Blue Jay offense to stay on the field. Under 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter now. The comeback is still not out of the realm of possibilities, but you got to take advantage of opportunities like this.
Boy, I don't know if I've seen this yet. It's 2nd and 30. Ball on the 49-yard line, but don't count the Blue Jays out. They have a lot of plays that can get that type of yardage. Here we go. Harper from shotgun takes the snap. Hands off to Cheyenne Allen on the right side. Was it Allen?
No, that was Benson again.
Gee whiz.
Benson. Yeah, and, the Blue Jays, you don't really have to do anything out of the ordinary. You're just trying to get that penalty yardage back. You still have 2 downs. I think you're in 4-down territory. If you're the Blue Jays right now, you're not even thinking about punting. So it's not like you're going to come out with an empty backfield and 5 wide receivers on this 3rd and long play.
Mike Fletcher, former North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays, in the house tonight, celebrating 75 years of Blue Jay football. We appreciate him being here. As it's 3rd and 20 for the Blue Jays. Harper takes a snap from shotgun. He's looking to throw a deep throw up the middle and away overthrown. They thought there may have been pass interference on that play, but there was nothing.
Yeah, there might have been a little bit of a tug at one of the jerseys there, but not enough to warrant a flag, as one of the Blue Jays a little bit slow to get up, hobbling off the field now, but it's going to be 4th and 20 for the Blue Jays now with 4:08 left to go in the third quarter, still leading 20-0.
That's Gabe Ellis hobbling off the sideline. We'll see what we can find out. Looks like it may be a cramp. Hopefully it is. Sure hate to see that.
And it looks like the Blue Jays are going to send out their punting unit. Again, 4th and 20 with 4:08 left to go in the third quarter, and you're up 20-0. You don't really need to risk trying to go for it on 4th and 20 here.
First punt of the night, Chris. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Nathan. Right now, you have 3 scores, 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Try to pin Knox deep and make them have to drive the full length of the field.
The snap is made. The kick is up and away cleanly, barely. As a
fair catch.
Fair catch was called, and it'll go down at about the 5-yard line.
A heck of a punt there for the Blue Jays. And, there was nothing that the Redskins were going to be able to do on that return as the Blue Jay coverage team right on top of it. So letting the ball hit the ground, you hope it goes into the end zone, but the bounce went the Blue Jays' way that time. So the Redskins start this drive. 3:59 left to go in the third quarter, backed up against their own goal line.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Lawrence Farms. We thank Todd Lawrence for supporting local high school sports. So they're deep in their own territory. The Knox Redskins, ball spotted on the 5-yard line. 1st and 10, senior quarterback Cohen Watson from shotgun. Takes the snap, he keeps it himself, he's looking left. He gets up the middle, and maybe about 8 yards on that carry.
Yeah, nice play there on first down for the Redskins. Watson making that read after the jet motion and was able to pick up. See, they're going to mark it about 5 or 6 yards, but that gets them farther away from that goal line. So you got a little bit of breathing room right now if you're the Redskins.
2nd and 5.
If you're North Judson fan, yeah, Gabe Ellis just a cramp there in the calf muscle, so he'll be back.
That's sports analyst Chris Madown down on the sidelines as Cohen Watson takes the snap. He hands it off to Miles McLaughlin up the middle. May have a couple.
Yeah, I think he got back to the line of scrimmage. He got tagged pretty hard right at the line of scrimmage there and wasn't able to get forward. So that's going to bring up 3rd and about 5 for the Redskins, coming up on 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
Well, they need this one. Redskins have had trouble all night thus far. It just hasn't been their game, as the first 3 games of the week were really good for them. All right, Watson takes the snap, fake hands off. He's looking to throw deep. Yep. He's found his man, and it is almost intercepted, but 2 Blue Jays almost ran into each other as it is an incomplete pass.
Yeah, trying to complete that pass out there. I believe that was Wackel was the intended receiver, Alex Wackel, the senior, and he was double covered. And the ball bounced off the hands of 2 North Judson defensive backs. Neither one of them able to come down with it, but that's going to make it 4th and 5 for the Redskins on their own 11-yard line. So they're going to line up to punt here with 2:41 left to go in the third quarter.
Looks like Brandon Manuel of the Knox Redskins came up hobbling on that side of the play. We hope he's okay as well, as the Redskins are in their own end zone to punt away as there's flags on the play.
Yeah, before the snap, and I don't know if a Redskin player moved or if someone from North Judson was in the – yeah, they're going to call false start against the Redskins, so that's going to back them up even more against that goal line. So really important here to get a good kick away, and if you're the Redskins line, you've got to make sure you are heel to heel because any kind of a block here is going to result in points for the Blue Jays.
Well, you look at the Knox.
Yeah, North Judson only sending 1 guy back, so they might be going after him.
All right, set to punt in his own end zone. He gets the kick up and away cleanly.
Nice.
As Gabe Ellis comes back out onto the field to return it, but no need as it goes out of bounds around the 30-yard line maybe?
Yeah, of the Redskins. So the Blue Jays in great starting field position to begin this drive with just over 2.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter, leading 20-0 over the Redskins. And it just keeps getting heavier and heavier for the Redskins. They are giving up really good starting field position here for the Blue Jays, backs against the wall.
Well, and you see on the Knox sideline, their fans showed up in full support tonight. It just hasn't gone the way they had hoped. But both teams, great showings from their fans tonight here at Liberty Field as Aldrich Harper, under center for the Blue Jays, takes the snap, hands off to his man up the middle. He's got maybe 6 yards, and the running game is working strong for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, and this is where you go with a heavy dose of Cheyenne Allen, number 40. You got him in the backfield, the traditional I formation for the Blue Jays. And right now you're just running ISO. You're going to run power and just keep the ball between the tackles and don't let that clock stop.
So it'll be 2nd and 2 yards to go.
About Cheyenne Allen.
Yeah, so it'll be 2nd and 2 yards to go, just past the 2-minute mark here in the third quarter. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI Sports. We're so glad you've joined us as Aldrich Harper's under center for the Blue Jays. Takes the snap, hands off, and they are continuing to just use Cheyenne Allen in his running game as he probably has the first down, it looks like.
Yeah, and you get Allen behind Brock Benson. I mean, that's a heck of a duo with Allen, senior at 6'1", 180, and Brock Benson, a sophomore at 6 foot 221. That's a heck of a duo in that backfield. And, if you're Coach Lambert, you don't need to know anything about football for this play calling. I mean, you're draining the clock, keeping the ball between the tackles. I mean, this is easy play calling if you're Brett Lambert.
Just stacking the stats at this point. Okay, Aldrich Harper under center, sets his man in motion. He takes the snap. He hands it off the middle. Another few yards gained. I just can't quite see the number.
Yeah, that was Allen again, running right behind Benson. You got 48, the lead blocker, blocking for 40. So, yeah, that's a very common number duo to get confused in the game of football. It doesn't matter what teams you're talking about.
Yeah, you're right, Nate. Just base ISO here the last 2 or 3 plays for North Judson.
Yeah, and I mean, that's all you have to do. The clock's still running with 44 seconds left to go in the quarter. Play clock's at about 12 right now, so North Judson not in any hurry, just trying to drain that clock. And here's the toss play to Allen off the left side. The Redskins have the edge, though. Allen's still able to fall forward. From our angle, looks like he might have got a yard or so, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to say he just got back to the line of scrimmage, but that's most likely going to be the last play of the third quarter with 15 seconds left to go on the clock. And, the Blue Jays aren't going to try and run anything here. They're just going to let that clock run out with a 20-0 lead.
Probably a smart move there as the Blue Jays are going to end the third quarter, 3rd and 5 on the Knox Redskins 14-yard line, 20-0. Here at Liberty Field in North Judson, Indiana. We are so glad to be here and bring you this broadcast, a historic rival that dates back to 1949. We are going to take a break and come back for fourth quarter football action. You are listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Rick Rabb, 5-star in the Knox Mall. Wow. How about this week of savings?
Post-Labor Day, Tony, 73% lean ground beef in the family pack, $2.99 a pound. And here's one to knock your socks off, Tony. U.S. government-inspected boneless ribeye steak family pack, $5.99 a pound. Got a lot of meat, better have some potatoes. For family, Idaho potatoes, 5-pound bag, $2.99. By the way, where will you find that 5-star?
In the Knox Mall. Last year, Friday nights were still game nights. But one thing was missing. You. This year, tickets to Friday night high school football are available again. And when you buy yours, you're buying so much more than a ticket. You're making a contribution to your community. That's because the proceeds from ticket and concession sales help fund your school's athletic department. This is Friday night. This is your IHSAA.
Stay tuned for more in-game action with Mitch Columbi and Chris McGowan on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Hey folks, Auto Park Fort LaPorte has got some news for you. We now have the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles in LaPorte County. So if you're in the market, come and check us out because right now is the best time to trade in your current vehicle. Not interested in purchasing a vehicle? That's okay. We'll buy yours even if you don't buy ours. Not currently in the market, but your car needs serviced? Come check out our newly renovated service department and let them take care of all your service needs. And remember, we're not just an auto dealer, we're an auto park.
Welcome back to Liberty Field as the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays started the fourth quarter off with a run play, but there was a flag. I didn't quite see what that was.
Yeah,
did you see?
That was holding against the Blue Jays after what was a quarterback counter run. Aldrich Harper was able to pick up 5 yards, but that's going to come back after the holding penalty. So a negative play for the Blue Jays to start the fourth quarter. But again, they've really owned the line of scrimmage between the tackles tonight, and that time trying to get your quarterback to the outside, a little bit of a wrinkle for the offense. It's something else for the Redskins to think about.
Well, 3rd and 20 here for the Blue Jays, 20-0, as they are very happy with their performance here. 75th anniversary of football here in North Judson-San Pierre High School. Aldrich from shotgun takes the snap. He's looking to throw. He's got to move out of the pocket. He's got a Redskin that drags him down. That's number 21, Caden Reisner, with a huge sack. Big play for the defense.
Yeah, heck of an effort there by Reisner as he was able to get a hold of the jersey there and just didn't let go, swung him around a couple of times, and was able to bring him down for a loss. That's going to make it 4th and very long for the Blue Jays, and they're going to bring on their punting unit. Smart decision here by North Judson. You got an opportunity here to pin the Redskins deep here early in the fourth quarter, and you're up 20-0.
Whistles on the play. Do you see anything, Chris?
I believe timeout's being
Yeah, Knox had to call a timeout.
Yeah, they didn't have their personnel ready to go.
Yeah, North Judson's getting ready to snap the ball, and Knox had about 22 guys on the field trying to run in a punt return team, so didn't want to give up a free 5 yards there.
Well, Chris, tell us a little bit at home what you are seeing, what you are smelling down there on the field. Tell us everything, all the inside information. What is going on down there on the sideline? Paint the picture for us at home.
Oh, I'm telling you, quite stacked along the Judson sideline here on the fence. It's 3 or 4 deep. On the north end zone, I'll tell you what, I just came from there. I was quiet there for a while. They got a great spread. I think Shepherd Catering catered some chicken and some goodies down there. I'm telling you, that's where all the alumni for the celebrating the 75th anniversary of Blue Jay football, they're all camping out down in the north end zone, and just a heck of a spread food-wise. I've been down at the wrong end of the field the entire night, it looks like. I just hit the fact that I found it at the end of the third quarter.
Well, I smelled those all-beef hot dogs, those Hebrew Nationals. Boy, those are my favorite. I didn't get one. They only take cash, but I'd have got one right away if I could, as we're back in action here for the Knox Redskins, going to try to return this punt from the Blue Jays. Snap is up. The kick is away. And it'll hit around the 15-yard line and roll back to about the 11 where the Blue Jays touch it, and that's where the Redskins will take over.
And, we've been talking about the difference in yardage throughout the broadcast tonight, and looking off of Knox statistician Tim Knowlton's official stats here. North Judson's run 44 plays for 260 yards in the ballgame. The Knox Redskins have run 23 plays for 40 yards. So it's been the Blue Jays offense and the Blue Jays defense is both sides of the ball just dominating the line of scrimmage, and that's why they're up 20-0 here early in the fourth quarter.
1st and 10 for the Redskins in their own territory on the 11-yard line. Watson takes a snap. He hands off to McLaughlin up the right side. He's going to get maybe 5-6 yards. That looked like the best run thus far.
Yeah, was able to get to the outside there, and I think he actually stepped out of bounds after about 3 or 4 yards on that carry. But that stops the clock, and you got positive yardage on the carry there for the Redskins. So you're looking for any kind of positive vibe that you can get right now, and that's been one of the few plays the Redskins have been able to get positive yardage.
Yeah, the best play of the game was the first play of the game when Conroy bounced that same play outside for a first down.
I forgot about that one. 2nd and 7 as Watson takes a snap, hands off to McLaughlin again as he spins around.
Well, that was a read there by Watson. Faked the handoff on the jet sweep and then kept the ball himself, was able to squeeze out a couple of yards. But that's going to be make it 3rd and about 6 yards to go here for the Knox Redskins, who are continuing to keep the ball on the ground despite trailing 20-0 with 10:20 left to go in the ball game.
So the Redskins continue. They're trying their best with 10:15 to go here in the fourth quarter. 3rd and 6. Watson from shotgun. Looks like he's got Conroy on his left hip. Watson takes a snap, fake hands off. He's looking to throw. He's looking left, now back right. Throws incomplete. He attempted to...
Yeah, I believe that was Wackel.
Alex Wackel.
Out there on the comeback route. No, that was number 24, Logan Taylor, running the comeback route there back to the sidelines, and Watson just not able to get the ball to him in stride. So that's going to make it 4th and about 6 yards to go for the Redskins. They're going to be forced to punt here with 9:58 left to go in the ball game, still trailing 20-0.
Well, they're just so deep in their own territory. They have to punt away here. They need a good punt. The defense showed up to them the last couple of times against the Blue Jays where the Blue Jays had to punt, but that's pinned them in their own territory as the punt is up, clean, and away. It gets to about the 40-yard line. The Blue Jays will recept it. He gets it back to the 30. That's number 12, Gabe Ellis, now to the 25, to the 20, and he gets taken down. Gabe Ellis with a heck of a return. That was big. It looks like there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, there is some extracurricular activity over here on the sideline. One of the Blue Jay players drove one of the Redskins into the ground after he was already out of bounds, and his helmet came off, and the Redskin player, not happy, started to do some jawing, and the flag came out after that. So I'm not – well, then there's also a flag out on the field, so there might be
the face
offsetting
mask,
penalties here.
That was Brian Trim for the Redskins. I've talked to him several times in practice. He's a very passionate player for the Redskins. He was not happy at all in that play. Hopefully it wasn't anything too dirty I didn't see.
Well, there were 2 different flags thrown at 2 different points in that play. I didn't see the one out on the field. I didn't see that until after, so the officials trying to sort things out right now as well.
So here's the official call. Still awaiting the call.
So, yeah, both personal foul penalties. And the signal was they were both against the Redskins, but I think that was a mistake. I think there was a personal foul against each team, so that's going to be offsetting. Yeah, and that's what the other official, I think, is straightening that out right now.
Is it just me, or does he have a microphone down there on the field?
Yeah, he's mic'd up.
Oh, wow. When did they – boy, first class. I've never been to a high school game where the ref's mic'd up.
Yeah, they've done that a lot here at North Judson over the years.
Well, it's nice to give the refs their face time.
Okay, so the live ball penalty and a dead ball penalty. Live ball versus Redskins personal foul. Dead ball versus North Judson. So what they did was they marked off the penalty against Knox for the live ball, and then marked off the penalty for North Judson for the dead ball. So it's going to be North Judson football now on the 27-yard line after we've sorted all that out.
Well, if you followed that, good.
So what all that means is it is still North Judson ball.
I like it. Simple and easy.
Still North Judson football, about where he got tackled out of bounds.
So 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays with 9:47 left to go in the ball game, up 20-0.
Ball on Redskins' 27-yard line. Is Aldrich Harper under center. Doing such a fine job at the quarterback position for the Blue Jays tonight as he's set and ready to go. Sets his man in motion, takes the snap, he hands off up the middle, and a good gain of 3 on that play.
Yeah, after all that confusion with the penalty yardage, you just want to get that clock running again if you're North Judson. Yeah, picked up about 3 or 4 on that carry right up the middle.
Well, here's a name you both may know. Mike Fletcher from the 80s is here tonight to celebrate 75 years of North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay football. I don't know if Chris has his headset on. He must have missed that. I thought he might have known him, as well as Tony Pacilio from 82 to 85. We appreciate them coming for 75 years of North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay football. Aldrich Harper under center. Sets his man in motion. Takes the snap. Hands off to Allen up the left side. He's fighting for the first down. Does he have it?
No, going to be a little bit short there, running the ISO play off to the left side of the formation there. And again, the Blue Jays just keeping the ball on the ground, keeping that clock running. Now under 9 minutes left to go, still leading Knox 20-0 here in the fourth quarter. So the Blue Jays just going very basic with their offense right here, as they should, trying to shorten this game as much as they can and get out of here healthy.
Zingo Express of Knox is a proud sponsor of tonight's football action. Stop by Zingo Express in Knox and fuel up both you and your vehicle the Zingo Express way. 3rd and 4 with 8:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. 20-0 as the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays lead the Knox Redskins. Harper under center takes the snap. He hands off to Cheyenne Allen again, and he's got 5 or 6 yards on that carry.
Yeah, that'll be enough for a Blue Jay first down, so that's going to move the chains. Still not an and goal situation, so it'll be 1st and 10 for North Judson. Coming up on 8 minutes remaining in the ball game, and they're knocking on the door, punching another one in.
Well, to be honest with you guys, I'm surprised at how easygoing Brett Lambert has taken it here in the second half. The way he was talking to me on Wednesday during practices, he was going to shove it down the Redskins' throat. So a very nice conservative effort to be friendly here in the second half. Harper takes the snap. He hands off to Allen up the middle. He leaps. Very athletic.
Well, and I think going back to what you were saying, I think the Blue Jays have done that. They have been shoving the ball down the Redskins' throat on the ground. I mean, yeah, they haven't scored 60 points, but they've been keeping the ball between the tackles, and it's been ground and pound for this Blue Jay offense. Very physical game that they've really controlled between the tackles on both sides of the ball.
Definitely a concerted effort as the running attack for the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays is making a statement tonight against Knox. Harper under center, 2nd and 7 with 7 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Takes the snap. He hands off. That's Cheyenne Allen on the right side, and it's 2 Redskins ready to go. I caught one of them, number 84. That was Landon Cole, and another Redskin on the tackle.
Great job there by the Redskins of getting in. I think Reisner might have been in on the tackle there as well for the Redskins. Number 21, Caden Reisner, was able to make his presence known as well. Now under 7 minutes left to go in the ball game, and the Blue Jays taking their time between plays. 14 seconds still left on the play clock. And it looks like Coach Lambert is going to let the play clock run down, and they're going to burn a timeout here. Just to get everyone on the same page, I think. Make sure they understand what the strategy is here. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. Blue Jays calling a timeout. 6:23 left to go in the ball game.
Well, who were you chatting it up with down there a minute ago, Chris?
Hank Orkus, a longtime defensive coordinator here in North Judson.
Okay.
Was a coach here when I played. So, kind of, we were trying to sort through that penalty, that whole situation that went on in that punt return. So, interesting conversation with Coach, that's for sure.
Who else have you seen down there on the sidelines you'd like to mention for us here on the broadcast?
Well, I've seen Jim Collins, and then when I was over there at the end of the third quarter, all those guys that I coached and played with down in the north end zone, Brad Gappa, Eric Gappa, Steve Burkett, some other guys, Cameron Stahlbaum, a kid that I coached, Tom Lawson, a kid that I coached, heck, even Mike Scarcuzzi, the athletic director at North Judson-San Pierre High School, a kid that I coached. So I'm starting to feel old as I walk around and see all these guys that I played with, and that doesn't make me feel old. Me, the way I look makes me feel old, but seeing the guys that I coach really makes me feel old.
Nepco Crane and Equipment Services specializes in mobile crane service. Call Joe Nepp at 1-800-590-2272 for all your residential, commercial, and agricultural crane needs. Aldrich Harper under center. He takes the snap. He flicks it out to the right side. That's Cheyenne Allen with another few-yard gain, maybe 5-6 on that carry.
Yeah, and he's going to be close to a first down. Not quite enough, so that's going to bring up fourth down for the Blue Jays, but no question here. I mean, you're close to being in an and goal situation. It's 4th and about 2 or 3 yards to go. So you've got really only two options here. You give the ball to Cheyenne Allen, or you give the ball to Brock Benson. I mean, it's one of count on one of them to get you the 2 yards you need for the first down.
Well, and I was thinking if I'm Brock Benson, I kind of like being behind a Cheyenne Allen. You kind of can cruise under the radar, so to speak, as Harper takes a snap, flicks it out to Allen again. He's fighting for that touchdown. He just can't get it, but he did get the first down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Blue Jays. Chris.
Yeah, big cutback there by Cheyenne Allen. Pick up that first down, and I think we have a
Redskins slow to get up.
We have an injury.
Well, we sure hope it's nothing serious. You hate to see it.
Cramp.
That's a question I have for you guys. I didn't really play football I played middle school. That doesn't count. But I never had cramping issues. Where does cramping come from? How do you not prepare to have that issue? I've never had a cramp.
The biggest thing is you have to be hydrating throughout the course of the week leading up to the ball game. You can't wait until just the day of the game and start drinking water. You got to be hydrating during practices, and especially when you're a two-way player or a guy who plays one side of the ball and a bunch of special teams. You got to have that water in you throughout the course of the week. And, sometimes even when you do hydrate well, you cramp up because you're working really hard out there all the time. So, it's frustrating anytime it happens, but just glad to see it's not something more significant, just something that needs some stretching and some Gatorade.
Do you catch the number of who it is, Chris?
It looks like number 21 for the Redskins.
Caden Reisner. Well, we hope Caden's doing okay. He's had a great game for the Redskins the last several weeks, and he had a big hit earlier I mentioned. We sure hope it's nothing serious. Yeah. We hope it's just a cramp.
Yeah, Maggie Long, the athletic trainer for Knox, is out there just stretching him right now, so that's all it is.
And it looks like it's in both legs.
Oh, my.
So, yeah, double whammy there in the cramping situation. But, again, back to Nathan's point, you get out here, you're running around in an extra 30 pounds in pads and this humidity and it just happens. But you can take the best care of yourself and still end up with this issue. So, but again, as a head coach, you're always pushing water, hydrate. I used to tell my players, hey, you pass the water fountain, you're going to be taking about a 30-second drink every time you pass a water fountain during the day.
Well, it seems very serious as he's still laying on his back with the trainers attending to him.
Yeah, and again, the cramping at this point late in the ball game, and the hydration doesn't do you a whole lot of good at this point. But you just have to stay there and keep stretching. That's what they're doing. Looks like both hamstrings have been giving him some issues. So that's what Knox athletic trainer Maggie Long is out there doing. Just trying to get those cramps worked out because your hamstrings keep balling up, and you have to be able to get them loose enough to walk off the field.
Well, we appreciate you joining us here on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI on 99.3 FM and around the world online at WKVI.com. I'm Mitch Columbi, along with special guest Nathan Welter, our sports analyst Chris McGowan down on the sidelines getting all the inside information unlike ever before. We are so glad to bring this type of broadcast to you. And it looks like Caden's going to get up on his own power, which we are so happy to see that. It doesn't, I don't know if I think it's 71 actually, not 21.
71, yeah.
Landon Howard.
71 on the ground there.
So it wasn't Caden Reisner. We thought it was 21. It's 71. Landon Howard, who is hobbling off the field on his own power at least. Thank goodness. We sure hope it's nothing terrible as a couple of Redskin teammates come over and tap him on the shoulder. You love to see good sportsmanship, Nate.
Yeah, and again, the cramping in the hamstrings as he's just kind of hobbling off there. And, it was definitely just cramping. And the cheering you hear, they brought the chains out to measure. The Blue Jays did get the first down, so it's going to be 1st and goal. 5:32 left to go in the ball game. North Judson leading Knox 20-0 and have the ball 1st and goal. I think it's going to be around the 4-yard line, 3 or 4 yard line.
It looks about the 3rd yard line, yeah.
About 3 yard line. And side note here, Cheyenne Allen is 3 yards away from breaking the all-time.
Yeah, so guess who's getting the ball on this play?
This is a record-breaking opportunity here for Cheyenne Allen. He needs 3 yards, as that's exactly what they have. What a bad snap over the head of Aldrich Harper, but he kept on to it as he pounces on it before the Redskins could get it.
It's a loss of about 4 or 5 yards for the Blue Jays. One of the few mishaps we've seen. Actually, first bad snap we've seen for the Blue Jays. So that's going to set them back a little bit, but that's not going to stop the inevitable of Cheyenne Allen getting the record here on this drive with it still being second down.
Yeah, I thought we were about to see history here, Chris.
Well, I think we still are.
Could be, that's for sure.
Because, I mean, it's only second down.
On the verge, that's for sure.
Well, I meant on that play, excuse me. All right, Aldrich Harper from shotgun takes the snap. Hands off. There is Cheyenne Allen. He's going to get the 3, maybe 4 or 5 yards on that carry.
That's Benson.
Yeah,
that's Benson, and now he's hurt real bad.
I think it's a cramp. Yeah, he's hobbling off, grabbing his calf.
Cramp.
He's cramping up.
Boy, we're going to need to get some Gatorade over here to North Judson.
I'll tell you what, once the first one happens, it's contagious.
Yep.
It's amazing how fast people just, once that first one happens, how people just start dropping with cramps.
Well, and give us an idea down there on the field, Chris, of what the temperature's like. How's it feeling down there for you? Just standing and analyzing. How does it feel down there, temperature-wise?
Temperature-wise, feels great. I'm looking at my smartwatch here, and the temperature I have right now is 69 degrees. So, beautiful night for football. The air is a little thick. It is a little humid. So, that lower temperature probably has helped keep the cramps to a minimum up to this point. If we're in the mid to upper 70s right now, I would assume that would be safe to say that we'd have a lot more cramping issues than what we've had so far.
Well, and I think what this is going to happen for both sides of the field for the rest of the season, I think they're going to take hydration during the week a lot more seriously after what we've seen with cramping issues for both the North Judson Blue Jays and the Knox Redskins. We've seen guys on both sides cramping up, so I think this is an illustration of the importance of hydration during the week, not just on game day.
Well, you hate to see it, but at least it's just a cramp. That's what we hope.
Yeah.
As it will be 3rd and 5 for the Blue Jays. They still lead 20-0 over the Knox Redskins with 4 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Actually, 4:04 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and as we see Brock Benson hobbling on the sidelines, and that's clearly a cramping situation. He's got a water bottle in each hand, it looks like. So they start the clock back up with 4 minutes left to go in the ball game, and here comes a handoff to Cheyenne Allen.
Most likely, I would say you're correct there, Nathan.
Yeah, it's easy play calling.
Aldrich Harper takes the snap, hands off to Cheyenne Allen, and he is tumbling forward. He may have it, and he does. No.
Well, he didn't get the touchdown, but I think that's going to be enough for the record.
He didn't get the touchdown, but it will be enough for him.
4-yard pickup for Cheyenne.
Yeah, it's going to be, they're giving him 4 yards. So 4th and goal. And the Blue Jays looking to bring someone in off the sidelines here. And, I mean, it's just a matter of who's going to be the lead blocker for Cheyenne. And the Blue Jays might let the play clock run down here and call a timeout. There's only 7 seconds left on the play clock. So, yeah, that's what they're going to do. They're going to let the time tick down to 3 minutes and burn a timeout.
Well, we appreciate you joining us. If you've just left the Plymouth Rockies versus the Wawasee Warriors game on Max 98.3 FM with Tony the Boss Ross and crew, we appreciate you joining us here on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. As we have a very good game here. The Blue Jays lead the Redskins 20-0. 75 years celebrating here in North Judson of North Judson-San Pierre football. It's 4th and 1. As there is another cramp, it looks like, on the field for the Knox Redskins. Cramps have been the issues here as of late, the last few minutes. And like Chris McGowan, our sports analyst on the sideline, noted, once one happens, it's very, very contagious, Chris.
Yes, it is. And a time out here by North Judson to get everybody on the same page. It's 4th and goal from the 1. I think they ruled that Cheyenne's momentum had stopped there, but again, he actually did cross the goal line, but they blew the whistle before he crossed the goal line, saying his forward momentum stopped. But again, a kid like Cheyenne Allen, got to be slow to blow that whistle because he's a kid that never stops.
Well, and again, North Judson using that timeout. They let the play clock tick all the way down. Just wanted to get everyone on the same page for this handoff to Cheyenne Allen on 4th and goal.
And the Blue Jay faithful up on their feet, making noise. Aldrich Harper under center. Cheyenne Allen in the backfield. He pitches out to Allen. He's going to get the touchdown as he barrels his way through. Touchdown, Blue Jays, 26-0. 3 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter.
Well, and I was wrong. It wasn't a handoff to Cheyenne. It was a pitch to Cheyenne. But he's able to get into the end zone. And, in those situations, you know who's getting the ball. You just don't know in what fashion he's going to be getting the ball. And the Blue Jays able to extend their lead just under 3 minutes left to go in the ball game.
At this time, I'd like to congratulate senior Cheyenne Allen on becoming the all-time leading rusher.
And you can hear the PA announcer, Nathan Radke, announce as the kick is up and away. No good, but they don't care here in North Judson. It's all about Cheyenne Allen breaking the rushing record here at North Judson-San Pierre High School. It happens today, September 9th, 2022. An amazing event here we've been a part of tonight. We're so glad to be here.
And that's an incredible list to be sitting on the top of. And there's still a lot of football left to be played is the scary thing. What's that final number going to be when the Blue Jays season comes to an end, whenever that might be? What's that final tally for Mr. Allen going to look like?
Well, I want to take this time. No, go ahead, Chris.
I was going to say, have a score update. Final, the Triton Trojans beat the Bremen Lions tonight, 1-10.
Wow. Big night for the Trojans.
That's
a heck of a win for the Triton program.
Well, it's a big night for the Knox and North Judson rivalry. It's a big night for me and my family. Today would have been my grandmother's 100th birthday today. She rests in peace since 2009. Edna Mae Robb Columby. Happy birthday to you, Grandmother. Thank you for listening and always being by my side. So 26-0 with 3 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter as the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays are set to kick away the Redskins. Man, a tough game for them, guys. It's going to have to be a learning experience. You know, a few weeks ago against Rochester, it was a barn burner, 48-46. This is a little bit different,
Well, there's going to be a lot of stuff that the Redskins are going to be able to learn watching the game film from this and just continue to move forward. Still a lot of football left to be played this season.
All right. The kick. I don't know what kind of kick that was, but it was Xavier Roman at the 20-yard line. He gets it to about the 30, cuts back over to the 35. He's down at maybe the 36, 37-yard line. I don't know if that would be categorized as a squib kick, or what would you categorize?
Just a little pooch kick. They didn't want to. They didn't want to allow the deep returners for the Redskins to have an opportunity to make a big play. You're pitching the shutout right now. You want to limit the opportunities the Redskins have to get any kind of points on the board. You want to protect that shutout on your home field if you're North Judson.
Another word to add to my lingo list. Pooch. I like it. Pooch kick. All right. Here we go. From shotgun. Senior quarterback Cohen Watson takes the snap. He hands off to Conroy up the right side. He's got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yards. He keeps on going towards the first down. He may have 8 on that carry.
Yeah, nice run there by Conroy as he got to the outside, kept those legs moving. And let's see where they mark him out at. Going to be a pickup of about 6 yards, maybe 7. And that's going to bring up second down for the Redskins. 2:38 left to go in the ball game. Still trailing North Judson 26-0.
Well, as we talk about the Knox Redskins here. No, go ahead. I'm sorry, Chris.
I was going to say I have another final. Louisville 41, Winamac nothing.
Ooh, tough loss for Josh Burgess and company as it's a snap from Watson, handoff up the middle to McLaughlin, and he's going to get the first down and more.
Yeah, nice run there by Miles, his biggest carry of the ball game, and there's a Blue Jay player down now. And I didn't see who that was, and I'm not sure if that's a well, and there's a Redskin player down as well.
Oh, my. My goodness. Well, we see the first Blue Jay get up under his own power. That's number 32, Sam Hollum. And he's walking off the field under his own power. We are so happy about that. We don't have a number for the Redskin yet. We sure hope he's okay. The training staff is out there attending to them.
James McNeil, I believe.
James McNeil, we sure hope he's okay, as the training staff has earned every penny tonight. They have been on the field everywhere. Just about as much as Chris.
Well, I mean, for the most part, it's been cramping issues. They've been bringing water bottles out and making sure that the players that are down are getting water and Gatorade in them when they can. I can't really tell if that's the situation here, or if this is something a little more serious.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like they're doing any stretching.
No, this doesn't
feeling out
look
around
good.
the ankle area.
My goodness. You just hate to see it, Chris. You hate to see it.
Well, and especially this late in the ball game. Again, 2:31 left to go in the
doing
game.
Looks like they might be looking at right lower leg injury here.
Well, we apologize about the technical difficulties. It's a little tougher with a three-man crew. A two-man crew, you don't have to worry about stepping on each other's toes, but we're bringing you a hell of a broadcast here on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. Chris McGowan, our sports analyst down on the sidelines. Our special guest, Nathan Welter, up here in the booth. I am Mitch Columbia as the tradition continues here on WKVI. We aren't going anywhere, as we sure hope this Knox Redskin is not too terribly hurt.
Well, he's sitting up now and still being tended to by Maggie Long, the athletic trainer for the Knox Redskins. And kind of hard to tell. He's got a group around him with coaches and trainers and officials. So we're just going to have to wait and see what the prognosis is here. It looks like he's getting up a little bit and really favoring that right leg. Yeah, he's not putting any pressure on that at all, kind of hobbling off, being helped by the training staff. Again, 2:31 left to go in the ball game. North Judson leading Knox 26-0.
Well, and both trainers are helping him off the field. That's the first real injury we've seen all season. We're lucky to go 4 weeks without seeing something like this. We sure hope James and his family are okay after this. This doesn't look good. We will have to keep up with him and get a report later down the road, but tough to watch on any side. No matter what team you're rooting for, that is something you just do not want to see.
Yeah, and in any event, it's 1st and 10 for the Redskins. Again, 2:31 left to go in the ball game, and they just had a nice carry by Miles McLaughlin to get them across the field into Blue Jay territory, something they really haven't been able to do a whole lot, especially in the second half. And the Redskins just looking for positives at this point to take into next week as the clock starts back up. Coming out of that injury timeout.
Well, the ball is in North Judson-San Pierre territory. Senior quarterback Cohen Watson trying to make something happen here with 2:15 to go in the fourth. He takes the snap. He's looking right to throw. A deep throw down the right side, up and no good, as that looks like it was up to Jake Conroy, who just couldn't quite pull it down. Good defense by the Blue Jays.
Yeah, running a fade route down the Redskins sideline, and Watson did a nice job, put a lot of air under that, gave Conroy a chance to make a play on that, just very well defended, as you said, by the Blue Jays secondary. So that's going to make it 2nd and 10 for the Knox Redskins. 2:10 left to go in the ball game.
I have another final. Culver High School 18, West Central nothing.
Well, a big win for Mike Zahner and company, as we'll have a chance to talk to him in the morning on the Saturday Sports Line. Watson takes the snap. He pitches it out to the left side. That's Xavier Roman, and as he's charging up to the 40-yard line, as he has the running capability as well.
Nice run there by Roman, getting to the outside, was able to get out of bounds and stop the clock. Wasn't quite enough for a first down. No, they're going to say he did make it to the first down marker, so a first down run there by Xavier Roman, getting to the outside. The left side of that offensive line did a nice job of sealing the edge.
1st and 10, ball on the 47-yard line in 37-yard line in Blue Jay territory, 26-0 with 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes, toot-wah, here in fourth quarter action, North Judson-San Pierre High School. Watson takes the snap, pans off. Oh, And he's hands off to Miles McLaughlin, who's met by 3 Blue Jays. He got nowhere.
Yeah, he had nowhere to go from the start, got the ball in his arms, and as you said, 3 Blue Jay defensive linemen right there in his face, and he tried to do a little shake and bake, but there was nothing he could do at that point. So loss of about 1 on that carry by McLaughlin, coming up on a minute and a half remaining in the ball game. North Judson leading Knox 26-0.
Boy, this has been a lot to digest today. The score does not reflect the energy that has been here at Liberty Field. Watson under center takes the snap, looks to hand off. No, he keeps it. He's looking right. Deep throw up the right side. 2 Blue Jays are ready for it. And that was the Jake Conroy again. Nothing going.
Well, and Watson under a lot of pressure there. Had to throw that one off his back foot. Had a defender right on him. Was that Allen? I think coming off the edge there.
Yeah, I believe so.
No,
You're right.
That was number 89, Logan Radke.
Radke, yes.
Was right in his face. Didn't allow him an opportunity to set his feet and throw. So Watson just had to get rid of that, or else he would have lost a lot of yardage. Fortunately for the Redskins, it fell innocently to the ground. But as you said, 2 defenders right there had an opportunity at an interception.
3rd and 11. Ball on the 38-yard line. 1:13 to go. Redskins. Watson takes the snap. Hands off to Xavier Roman on the right side. He's still fighting. He may have a couple of yards here. Chris, what'd you see on that play?
Just a base jet sweep there to Xavier Roman. And North Judson doing a good job of stringing that out, though. Roman put his right foot in the ground and tried to get North. But again, North Judson, great pursuit down that defensive front and not allowing Xavier Roman to get in the open field.
Well, and with the score being what it is, the Redskins just keeping the ball on the ground, letting it run out. And it's 4th down now, 4th and 9. This will be the potentially the last play of the ball game for the Knox Redskins.
Watson from shotgun takes the snap, fake hands off, looking to throw deep. He finds...
Yeah, completed.
And he caught it and he dropped it.
Down.
But hopefully they call it down. That was number 24, Logan Taylor on the catch, all the way up at about the 12-yard line. A big throw from about the 44 to the 15 or 14-yard line.
And the clock's going to start up. See if the Redskins try and take a quick shot to the end zone with 12 seconds left.
I'd say you got to try.
Get that 0 off the scoreboard.
Just for respect, you've got to try here with 5 seconds to go in the 4th. Watson takes the snap from shotgun. He's looking to throw. Here come the Blue Jays after him. He rolls out to his right. He throws into the end zone. No good. And the Blue Jays will shut him out here in North Judson. And you can hear the Blue Jay faithful as they came out tonight in full force to support their Blue Jays as the 75th year anniversary of North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay football ends in a win, or doesn't end. It starts with a win against Knox. A huge cross-county matchup you never want to miss. We were so glad to be here for you. As we're going to take a break and come back for the Collins Insurance post-game show, we have a lot to talk about. Nathan Welter, sports analyst Chris McGowan. I'm Mitch Columbi. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKBI.
Howard's Marathon at Winamac has a reputation for getting things done right. With 30 years' experience as an ASE master auto technician, Dean Wentz is the right choice for the auto repairs or service. From auto computer diagnostic checks to new batteries and tires, they can take care of it all. Howard's Marathon is a proud supporter of area high school sports and wishes all teams a great season. Howard's Marathon, 121 South Monticello Street in Winamac. Call 574-946-6894.
Stay tuned for more in-game action with Mitch Columbi and Chris McGowan on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKBI.
Coke knows there's nothing better than the beat of the summer. The beat begins in a simple and mellow place, from low-key to hyped up. So we're helping you and your friends drink it all in with 100 days of the artist's experiences, tracks, and concerts with the best names in music, all at Coke Studio. Drink, scan, and enjoy your Coke so you never miss out on all the amazing offers we're dropping this summer.
Welcome to the Collins Insurance Agency's post-game show. Let's get back to Mitch Columbi and Chris McGowan.
Welcome back to Liberty Field here in North Judson, Indiana. North Judson-San Pierre High School took it to the Knox Redskins tonight, their cross-county rival, 26-0 in a shutout event. Chris, I don't see you on the field, but where are you and what? Oh, there you are. So, what an amazing game from the Blue Jays. As a Blue Jay yourself, you must be happy as you see them out on the field celebrating this win. Tell us what this means.
But don't forget, I graduated from North Judson. I coached here for 10 years, but I was also the head coach at one time of Knox. So I've made a lot of friends in both communities. Again, I'm happy to see North Judson win, but I'd have been just as happy to see Knox win, to be honest with you. Just all I really cared about was both teams getting out of this healthy and just seeing a good football game. And, North Judson came into this game ranked in the top 5 in Class 1A. Now their schedule with who they've played hasn't been the greatest, let's be honest. So tonight was their very first test of some true quality competition. And, they handled it quite impressively, 26-0.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Collins Insurance, taking care of all your insurance needs. We thank them for supporting local high school sports. More to come as we're going to take a break. This is the Collins Insurance postgame show. The Stark County Co-op play of the game is next. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Collins Insurance Agency in Knox has done it again. They have earned the distinction of preferred agency partner from the Western Reserve Insurance Company.
Can't touch this.
So what does that mean for you? Collins Insurance Agency provides themselves of taking care of its community. That means providing the best insurance that keeps you and your family safe in a time of need. And with this honor, Collins Insurance Agency looks forward to providing Stark and surrounding counties the best customer service you and your family deserve. Collins Insurance Agency in Knox, living the golden rule by treating you like family.
Farm Fertilizers and Seeds is proud to be our area's newest sales representatives for Pioneer Hybrid Seed. This is Andy Awald. Pioneer offers top-of-the-line genetics, a complete portfolio including alfalfa and wheat seed, and cutting-edge seed traits and technologies. Combined with exceptional financing options, Pioneer provides the total package, one that we are proud to be able to offer our customers. If you are currently working with a Pioneer sales representative, you've made a good choice. If you aren't, let Farm Fertilizers and Seeds show you how Pioneer can work on your farm. Call us today at 867-2441 to answer any of your questions.
It's time for the Stark County Co-op play of the game. Now, let's return to the voices of WKVI Sports Director Mitch Columbi and Sports Analyst Chris McGowan.
We thank the Stark County Co-op, your local agricultural cooperative that offers an array of service and support, including grain, agronomy, seed, fuel, and LP petroleum. Call 574-867-2411 to contact the Stark County Co-op. Well, Chris, you were down on the field. You saw all the action firsthand yourself. What is our Stark County Co-op play of the game this evening?
To me, the play of the game has to go back to the early in the first half. It's 4th and 20 or whatever, and Knox has Judson behind the chains, and North Judson converts the pass for the touchdown to put them up 2 scores, I believe, 14-0 at halftime. But again, that 4th down pass play, Aldrich Harper to, I believe it was Daniel in the end zone, really set the tone, and North Judson never looked back after that.
Well, I've got some stats for you from Knox statistician Tim Knowlton. As first downs, Knox only completed 5 first downs. Judson had 16. For rushing yards, Knox had 28 attempts for 71 yards on the ground. That's the first time this year we've seen it under 100, Chris. Judson had 51 carries for 274 yards. Both teams didn't pass much. The passing yards, Knox had 21, Judson had 22, so fairly even there. Just a total offense here, 55 total offensive plays for the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays, a total of 296 yards, compared to Knox's 35 for 92 yards, Chris.
Yeah, again, North Judson just dominated the time of possession and took care of the football. Just a hard-earned victory there for North Judson, and the traveling trophy, the Hoosier North Athletic Conference traveling trophy. Knox brought that, and North Judson has won that. So North Judson now has the traveling trophy of the Hoosier North Athletic Conference.
Well, I noticed you couldn't help yourself. You usually come up to the booth for the post game. You're just really enjoying yourself down on the sideline. It makes me happy to see that smile on your face, Chris. You're doing such a fantastic job for us, and we appreciate it. Nathan had to get out of here. He's getting up early. He's a hard worker. So if he's listening on the way home, we appreciate you, Nate. Thanks for everything that you do, and what a great broadcast this has been, as that was the Stark County Co-op Play of the Game. We will be back for the 5-star Player of the Game after these messages. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
The Stark County Co-op has been a member-owned farm services co-op in Stark County since 1928. That's over 90 years, and they're still providing the same quality agronomy services to the farming community of Stark and surrounding counties. The Stark County Co-op is an LP and fuel provider. The Stark County Co-op purchases grain at both locations, Hamlet and Browns. You can reach them by phone at 1-800-782-3392, the Stark County Co-op.
Since 1936, Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning have always taken pride in doing the job right. Third-generation owner Brian Hammond and his family have always set the standard when it comes to taking care of all your heating and cooling needs. Making your home a comfortable home is the absolute top priority. If you are uncomfortable in your home, give them a call at 574-936-4660. Follow them on Facebook. Let Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning help you take control of your comfort. Time to announce the Ashley Derrickson 5-star Player of the Game. Mitch.
Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by 5-Star. We thank them for supporting local high school sports and remind you to shop local. That's 5-Star in the Knox Mall. It's time now for our Ashley Derrickson 5-star Player of the Game, given in memory of Ashley Derrickson, a 2008 graduate of North Judson-San Pierre High School who battled cancer throughout her high school career before losing that battle on December 12th of 2008. We'll tell you who's earned that honor after this word from 5-Star.
5-Star, the largest meat and grocery store in the area, focused on quality, value, and customer service. The 5 stars in the name of the store come from 5 family members of the original owners serving in World War II, each one represented by a blue star on a flag hanging in the front window of the family home. That's why even decades later, 5-Star is known for its dedication to service. Now that dedication means savings for you. 5-Star, one of the We Care stores, the area's largest meat and grocery store, focused on quality, value, and customer service. Located, you know where, in the Knox Mall.
Time now for our 5-star Player of the Game. I'm going to send it down to the field. He is front and center on the 50-yard line right by the Blue Jay. Chris, who do you think deserves our 5-star Player of the Game?
For North Judson.
I'm sorry, Chris. Chris, I'm so sorry. I accidentally had hit something. We need to start that over. Who do you think is our 5-star Player of the Game tonight? My apologies.
That's all right. Technical difficulties, they happen. In a normal situation, Brock Benson would definitely be the 5-star Player of the Game. So he is actually 1A. But the top player of the game tonight, how can you not give it to him? Cheyenne Allen, who became the all-time leading rusher in North Judson-San Pierre high school history late in the game there in the fourth quarter. Just a tremendous effort. When you look at all of the great running backs that have gone through and graduated from this high school, to be at the top of that list and still have a lot of football left to play here this year, you have to go with Cheyenne Allen in that accomplishment.
Well, he had 24 carries for 102 yards, but it doesn't matter. He broke that record, and we were so happy to be here to witness that. Brock Benson, though, like you said, in a normal game, he would have won Player of the Game. He had 19 carries for 152 yards rushing. Just a side note to mention, nothing to take away from Cheyenne Allen, as he has broke a record. He is on the potential brink of breaking another one, if I'm mistaken. Is that correct, Chris?
Actually, he broke that record last week, the all-time scoring record. So that record got broke last week. So he's at the top of the all-time scoring record and the all-time rushing record.
Well, join us tomorrow morning on the Saturday Sports Line, the longest-running high school sports broadcast in Indiana. We will have our area high school coaches on hand to catch us up on what happened tonight, as we will be going live at 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow morning on 99.3 FM and streaming online at WKVI.com. Final score, 26-0. The Blue Jays beat the Knox Redskins at Liberty Field here in North Judson. From all of us here at KVB, we thank you for listening to Indiana High School Sports. For our in-game producer, Marilla Schaefer, our special guest, Nathan Welter, our sports analyst, Chris McGowan, our in-game announcer, John Thompson, I am Mitch Columbi. The tradition continues. This is Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKBI.
Thank you for listening to High School Football on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. Sponsored in part by Coca-Cola, Culver Portside Marina, N.J-S.P Crane and Equipment Services, specializing in mobile crane service, Dairy Queen of Winamac, Patrick Auto Group, Farm Fertilizers, First Farmers Bank and Trust, Lawrence Farms, Mark's Body Shop in Knox, Zingo Express, Pulaski Memorial Hospital, Stark County Co-op, Ancilla College, LAP Waste Disposal, The Auto Park with locations in LaPorte, Plymouth, and Bremen, Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Collins Insurance, Howard's Marathon of Winamac, and 5-Star. We thank our sponsors for their dedication in supporting local high school sports.